All right, this is what I think we're on air. Okay, this is what's really happening. Luke Walgreens Sour. I don't know. I don't really feel comfortable with my last name because, yeah, my dad was raised rich and I'm not, so it's weird. It's weird. And I think we're here. So, we got Allie Maida in the studio.
Hello, guys.
And thanks for coming. Glad
My
to have you
pleasure.
on. I actually, I got that part from watching the Kevin Hart show.
Kevin Hart show.
Yeah, he has he has a talk show. He always says, "Thanks for coming on."
Nice.
So I got to keep on doing it if I'm thankful for people coming. That way, if I'm not thankful the person's here, then they will, it's special because I'm only gonna say it if I'm thankful if people are here.
Well, thanks for having me on because I feel like the reciprocal gratitude is where it's at.
That's it.
What you appreciates.
Wow, is that like a full circle thing?
It's whatever you want it to be.
I dig that. Yeah. So, how you just got back from Vegas?
I was in Vegas for a layover.
Just 8 hours, or what's the?
It was a long layover. It was like a 9-hour layover, and I was up all night, and I didn't have fun either.
You didn't get a chance to walk around and
I made 18 cents.
doing. Oh, okay. You played music out there.
No, I made 18 cents on my layover on a slot machine.
Okay.
You put in $2, you get 18 cents back. It's a little memento for my scrapbook.
You're supposed to win stuff. I never thought. I thought I just did that for free drinks, and then when they stopped coming, then I stopped gambling.
The airport's different.
Yeah. They don't give free drinks at all anymore, do they? That's why I stopped going to the casino. Now I found other stuff to do.
New vices.
Yeah, like I went to Area 15. Where'd you go? Just within your 9 hours.
I didn't go anywhere. I stayed in the airport. I was traveling to Connecticut where I was visiting with my girlfriend, and we went to the Van Gogh exhibit.
Oh, that must be
That's
cool.
basically all we did because otherwise it was soaps, sleep, and salads.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Oh.
Chick flicks.
I think it just hit me. Oh, that you're gluten free.
I totally am.
Oh,
I know. I have
just
to.
realized
Okay,
that
so
just
that's
now.
what's good in Vegas at the airport
Hopefully,
is they have
we got some salad for you coming. Hopefully.
gluten-free pizza. They had it at the airport in Vegas, and it was so good. It tasted almost like the disgusting, crappy, junky pizza that you long for when you're
7-Eleven.
gluten-free.
Great place. Great. Well, no, great place. I love 7-Eleven, so that's not a downer. It's just okay. Let's go for a cafeteria lunch food then.
Favorite cafeteria lunch food? Go.
I would say mac and cheese.
Wow.
Oh.
Pulled it right out.
I cooked it myself. I worked during recess in the cafeteria. So that was. I never understood school really. I was always thinking about making money. My entire school life, I was always thinking about making money. So I would sell stuff out of my backpack, work in the cafeteria. And
Wait. I want to know what you sold out of your backpack.
Well, things that I probably should. I took stuff that seemed broken, but I guess I kind of took some stuff and sold them. But I always put
You borrowed something and then you fixed it.
See, that's the thing.
And then you fixed it. And
Well,
then you
because they were put in certain areas that made me feel like it's okay to take them. Well, because it was one of those things where people get reimbursed, sort of thing. So, yeah, but
was this a tech
well,
recycling?
I would also make Walkman and sell them, like to cassette tapes.
So you were a
cassette tape Walkman.
tinkerer.
Only that.
In high school.
I not with Well, I like when I realized what you could do with a solder.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like just like soldering stuff.
And doing what? Making what?
And then I realized Walkmans are like all I can make because I would try making other stuff, but I didn't know what I was making. I just like to like melt stuff.
Cool.
So that was it.
There's a lot you can do. You can do light theremins. You can do
I don't know what that is.
I knew someone that would make they would make sound theremins. They would make voice theremins. They would make controllers. Actually, the godfather of controllerism, who was really good at soldering, is from San Francisco.
Okay.
And he would have.
Is he alive still?
He's alive still. He's a burner. He's going to Burning Man.
Mm,
And actually,
okay.
the only other time I've been on the radio was with Moldover, the godfather of controllerism, and he loves the soldering thing. He's like, he considers himself a musical anti-hero who creates things out of, he creates like things out of arcade buttons, so it makes a cool sound, and then it lights up.
Oh, that is cool.
And then he can make all these beats and stuff. I actually had some music that we did together that's on my SoundCloud that is super sweet, where I got to play with his Mojo machine, where you just like spend all
I can
your
just
time
imagine
like
that. That must have been
the
fun.
Mojo machine. Oh, faux show. And then it goes, he like programmed the beats to match the song, so I got to like press all the buttons and make them go fun.
That kind of music. Well, I mean, I guess it's ravers.
Is
a
it
lot of
ravers?
times. Well, I
Because
think
it's
that's-
electronic.
I think that's what they call them. But those kind of people were so cool during the pandemic. That's when
Tell me
I
about
really realized a lot of that stuff. I had some DJs on my show. Well, one couple were guys I knew from high school. So it was like, all right, and we get a bond here since I haven't seen you in forever. And you're a DJ now? Cool. And he had his DJ friend. And one reason I wanted to have him on was because I saw him on the news. When it was like an Ocean Beach rave.
Oh, hell yeah.
And I was like, what the hell? I gotta have those guys on. They were on like the next day. So much fun.
During the pandemic, they had a rave.
Well,
At
I
Ocean
guess
Beach?
that's what they call them, the rave, when they get the electronic music, and then everyone's just having
LEDs
fun.
and-
And during the pandemic, they were hidden. You get invited to these parties to where it's like you don't know how long they're gonna last there, so they're just ready to just pack up and go to the next spot. But then they'll message you where the next spot is, and that was so much fun during the pandemic.
Underground.
It's just like nothing during. Well, a lot of people have said there was nothing during the pandemic. Is that right? Like
Nothing here, nothing
boring.
anywhere.
I felt like there was stuff, but I was a little maybe braver. Well, because I don't like big crowds anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess I felt like I was safer.
Yeah. I mean, okay, there was nothing. There was a lot of D&D played. I think
Dungeons
a
and
lot of people
Dragons?
played some Dungeons and Dragons. There was a lot of things happening in the bedroom. A lot of babies were being made.
I think that's in there of one of the things to talk about.
There's a lot happening during the
kids.
pandemic in a kids. What about it? I'm a teacher.
What?
That's
Oh.
what I did during the pandemic. I spent most of my time teaching, actually. And I taught an outdoor classroom up on a hill overlooking Morro Bay, Morro Rock. And I taught out of like an army tent outside to a bunch of first graders. And it was the most beautiful time of my life was during the pandemic, actually. Just teaching first grade outside.
Yeah, I kind of loved the pandemic too. No traffic.
You realize how small the world is. You can get anywhere without
I
any
whizzed
traffic.
right through, and I sped because I think the police were busy too. It was great. It was like, well, before that we had the apocalypse where it seemed like everything was on fire.
Everything was, and everything turned red.
Awesome.
Holy shit.
Awesome unless you're in it.
It
but
was
an
awesome
awesome
red.
looking sky.
It was a red sky in San Francisco. That's what was happening.
I would like that to happen without places being on fire, because it looked nice.
VR.
So what kind of teacher are you? You're in a.
I am
tent.
I'm here. I'm a Renaissance woman, so I'm a teacher of all things. I teach.
Okay.
So as a Waldorf teacher, I had to study.
yeah.
I studied for 10 years to teach all grades, all lessons, all subjects, mostly art. So it's like you teach everything through curiosity and wonder. That's actually science. And so there's a scientific spirituality of Steiner, which is where Waldorf is from. So it's a very spiritual education system. I'm trained as a healer. I teach from a very like intuitive place, and I'm trained to teach children and special needs children. Especially, I do really well working with special needs children.
And when you talk about special needs, what kind? There's
Okay.
a kind, right?
There's a lot. There's so many. So, I worked with children who were told, their parents were told they would never walk or talk. And, I was taught how to teach from a healing perspective, and we don't believe that we believe everything can in some ways be healed. So
Yeah, it's amazing.
it was really actually a beautiful challenge to work with this young child, like 4 years old, who had been told she would not walk or talk, and teach her words and walk with her and stabilize and learn through all that I had studied in development and neuroscience and all these other pieces, because you have to study these deep pieces of
The brain, yeah.
the brain and anatomy and understanding to work, on any level. I'm trained in the healing arts. I'm trained in the performing arts. I'm trained in theater, which is linked to the healing arts. I think theater saves lives. I'm about to go for a job in conservatory theater with children because I think that in this time that we're in, we've been in a collective trauma and we need to heal. And healing happens through music, it happens through performing arts, it happens through what we're doing right here.
Yeah.
This is an art form of healing. This is a healing art. It's the healing art of
therapeutic.
conversation
It keeps me going.
and being in relationship to the broader whole, the collective, who all need the medicine.
Yeah, I mean, at first this was really it gives me a day off from work because it's like, this is something I have to do. So it's very therapeutic. I've realized lately at work I should be positive. I was very negative. I mean, it doesn't feel like my passion, I think. So that's why I felt negative. I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to get out. How's your day going? Well, look where I am. It's
Is this a cubicle
bad
office
or worse. I work in a supermarket.
Oh, supermarket.
I mean, it's not bad. If you got other things going on, like I could deliver, I do Uber Eats, so I should feel blessed, I guess. I hate that the schedule always changes every week.
You want consistency?
Yeah, but what would the consistency be if I looked for it? What job? So maybe I should just be positive where I am.
What do you really appreciative about your workplace? What do you like about it?
Well, I mean, I like that.
Free food? Do you get free food?
Yeah, I do get this. No, actually, I do. Well, here's me making things I could like about it, I guess.
Okay,
I do like
that's
that
a start.
I'm right there with the deals. I made myself feel excited when a certain deal comes out. And I was like, yeah, I got to get that deal. So I do get it.
You're the first to know.
Yeah, so that is kind of, I've made myself have a feeling that there's some benefits there. I'm told we have one of the best benefits.
You get benefits?
Yeah, I'm told we have, because we're union, but I feel like the union kind of also is why we can slack off so much. It's hard to lose that job. But
You slack off? You get to slack off? Okay, wait. You have a union. You get to slack
Oh.
off. Do you get free food?
Okay, I guess I do like
Has he said if he gets free food yet?
Well, I find my ways.
He finds his ways.
Yeah, I guess we can slack off. But I'm going to try and do a good... I found out, along with being positive, I should try to do a good job. But, so this is also why. They give you paid days.
You get paid days off?
You get your, vacations and you get your
my God,
floaters.
this is amazing.
So I saw an inspirational thing recently that said, do a good job, but if you don't like your day, job, take your days off. But if you feel like you have, not mentally there, take a day off that day. And that's not really something I do. I feel like I work through it. I should just be positive. But I should take all my days that are given to me off. Why are
take your days
why
off.
are people not wanting
take
to do that?
those.
'Cause
Seize the day.
the way I
Carpe
see it,
diem.
you know what? I should do a good job.
Fuck
but
yeah.
I should live life too. So I'll do a good job when I'm there. And I should just live my life
Yes.
also. So it's like...
But also,
Wait,
why not love and live? Why not love your job just because? So sometimes it's fun to just decide that it's a good thing, whatever it is. Like, if you were cleaning toilets, how would you make that? How would you hack that and be like, I like this?
I should feel blessed because I got ran over and I'm coming back to work.
You got ran over.
Yeah, well, see, that's a blessing right there. Like, I got ran over.
That you're alive.
I feel like I'm gonna do. I should do some comedy sets now.
The
but
blessing
like how
of-
Norm Macdonald never. A lot of times he said things that weren't true, but it weren't like he wasn't lying. It was just a good joke. Like, I should say something new happened to my leg all the time.
Ooh, yeah, I knew.
Like I got
new
bitten
story.
by a shark or something, and then
That's
say a whole
fun.
story about it.
I like scar stories though, especially if it leads to a revelation.
I feel like it's a revelation because
You had a revelation with this.
I've realized how we take life for granted. I guess. Well,
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
thing I realized.
Yeah.
A lot of us don't see the conclusion. We're in the moment. A lot of times we react, but we don't see. Oh, this is how this ended up. I should have seen that.
Getting how things end up in a
Thinking
fractal,
ahead, yeah.
in a fractal of getting our own mortality. Like, okay, life's a fractal, life, death. You have your own mortality. That means there's an end. Let's appreciate what we have. In every situation, this too shall pass. There's an end, you know? I saw today this too shall pass, and it was like a card, and it had a little it had a little shit emoji. Can I say shit?
No, did it? Oh, we're
It was a
actually uncensored.
It was a little good because I've already said fuck. Okay, we have the poop
Oh, that's
emoji.
sad.
I
Good thing you
did,
said
I
it
know.
again,
We have the poop emoji. It says this too shall pass. It's like when you realize like there's an end to this, you might vagal out. But I think, you realize that then that would be your death while shitting, which people do. But we're not in touch with our mortality enough to understand the conclusions of all events in our lives, that everything does pass, everything has an end. When you get that, you appreciate how awesome you had it with paid days off.
Yeah,
Yo.
because why do I miss...
Right?
Why do I miss not walking? And then I realized, bro, you don't have to be desperate not to be here that bad. You can be positive in the workplace because you should take your days off.
Take your days off.
Why am I not...
PSA, if you have days off, please take them and enjoy them. Don't just take the day for yourself. What if you took the day and did like you're doing, and you're like, let's do something for somebody else. Let's do something and have a conversation and showcase individuals that do cool things and take your day off and seize the day off, dude.
I don't need to work
Carpe
40
diem
hours
off.
for benefits, and I think that, that's a positive thing. I only need 24, so it's like if you got your hustle mind, well, do Uber Eats or something and make up for the rest.
Hustle.
I only need 24 hours a week, so if they don't need me for that, I'm like, oh, benefits locked in. All right, do something on the side.
This is something to be grateful for.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I just didn't unlock. You know what's weird? Customers like me too.
They're here.
Customers like me too.
The person's arrived.
It sounds like we have guests.
Should we? You want to get in some music?
Sure, yeah.
So why don't we do this? Go ahead with what do you have for us, Allie?
I mean, so you know what I like to do is I like to just play a blues song and then make up words on the spot based on what we just did.
That sounds great. Why don't you open the door and we'll get your guest in here. By the way, you're listening to What's Really Happening with Luke Sauer right now. We have guest Allie Maida, Renaissance woman. Oh, and of course we have Ace the Wonder Dog, letting everybody know that they are here and they are loved.
We love you, Ace.
We love you, Ace. Ace has to let everybody know. Please take a seat. And then, Ace, go sit down, buddy.
Ace, we love you.
Oh, that's what's going on.
You kiss me. Ace, we care.
Yeah, suddenly dogs have to sleep.
I see you running on that green floor. I see you running, wanna run some more. We love you, little puppy dog. And if you wanna howl, you can howl alone. We're glad you're here. What is your name and what did you bring there? It looks like pie.
Bring the pie.
Looks like peach cobbler, yeah. We're happy you're here, happy with the peach cobbler. What's your name?
My name is Noonie. My name is Winnie, but I go by Noonie.
I'll put that.
Noonie?
Yeah.
Noonie
Noonie?
Yeah.
Winnie is Noonie?
is Winnie, my nephew, and my nephew just turned 19. So 17 years ago, he couldn't say Tia Noonie. Tia was auntie in Spanish. He couldn't say Auntie Winnie. So he's being Tia Noonie, and then everyone just picked it up. And I was like, that's my nephew's name for me. But and then it just became part of who I am. Or Seasoned with Love.
Again?
Or Seasoned with Love.
We got that too.
Yeah.
Season with love.
Yeah. Seasoned with Love.
Season with love. Season with love. Welcome. That smells so damn good. Yeah. You'll have to tell me all about it. Tell me about it, please. Tell me about that cobbler, 'cause I'm gluten free. I know, baby. I like when they describe cookies. When I cannot eat the treat, Ace. When I cannot eat the treat, it's just as good.
It is. It's a sweet treat, and it is homemade from scratch with love by me. It's one of it's my oldest son's favorite, actually. So he prefers peach cobbler or pumpkin pie over cake. So
I can see
it's
that,
like
yeah.
the specialty. And then I have a couple customers that order literally like a single serving, like literally this is like half a serving, and they'll
that good?
eat it like that. So I was like, let me make
Smells so
something.
good.
I had a lot of, I was kind of taken, back. I was like, you want me to come on your
Hell
show?
yeah.
So it didn't feel like real life, I was like, what am I gonna talk about?
How's it feel?
It feels,
Just
it's
comfortable?
interesting, yeah. It's like my element. I love music. Like, my element is a libation in the kitchen cooking with music. Like,
Libation.
Whoop, 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 whoop. Yes.
that's literally like my element. And so like when I go out and I'm around people and it's like a bad vibe, I'm like, I'd rather be home with my music, cooking with, it's just so much more pleasant. So
For sure.
Rather be
Yeah.
solo than in the
I'd
drama.
rather be alone than in bad company. So
Here, here.
that's
But I'm
definitely-
happy I'm in really good company right now.
Yeah, it
This is
feels
so
totally-
nice and
it
so
is.
many yummy potable treats.
I know.
actually-
There's all this numminess.
It is. I actually wish I could have brought. I don't, and I was like, this is ironic because I don't necessarily bake, and baking is kind of more tedious because it's a science. Actually, like you have to be precise on your measurements. Like for dough, and but I've come a long way because the first time I made a peach cobbler was like in 2015, 14. Like that's kind of when I made my first like Thanksgiving dinner and my kid's grandmother approved my greens and everything. That's like when I was like, that's when I just felt, that's when cooking just kind of secondhand. And so I remember though how I struggled so much. Like I was good with the turkey, I was good with everything else, but the dough, like I wanted to make my dough from scratch and I couldn't do it. And so now I like, it's kind of just like second nature.
Yum.
So I'm like, why is this so easy? And I just remember struggling so much where my kid's grandmother, she was there and she helped save the day and she added like more flour so it was easier yeah.
It looks really good. It smells so
you're
good.
So you already got the acceptance during Thanksgiving, so you're like, this could be a thing.
Yeah, so I got into cooking. I got into cooking because when I had children, it was like important for them. It was important for me that they not grow up to be picky eaters,
Yeah.
and that they eat well balanced meals, so they develop healthy habits as children and don't have like childhood obesity. All the
Yeah, the obesity. But then
I
feel like you're always talking. I mean, you're also talking about the kids that they just want one topping on the pizza, but it has to be from a certain place. But they don't want their their parents' home cooked
Yeah,
meal.
no, my kids for the most
They don't want the
part-
vegan pizza from Las Vegas
No,
Airport?
that's gluten free actually.
Oh, gluten free.
No,
No,
Sorry.
but the kids ought to love their parents' vegetables. Like if you do them right, then the kids will love them. The kids
Yeah,
love
once you get them,
when you do
eat,
'em right.
yeah. Then you get those others that don't end up getting that chance to eat it, or some gets put in their mind. It's like, all right, I don't like these home cooked meals.
Well, what it is when you give kids options. It's like if you don't want to eat dinner, then you can't have no snacks. And so that's
Yeah.
like
Boy, I think a few of us grew up with that, right?
And-
Pink
Yeah.
Floyd, yeah, told us that.
And so, yeah. So, but the well balanced meal was really
So
my.
your kid loves your food.
They do. They do
That's how you know
like
it's
their
good.
their McDonald's.
They're the worst
but
critics.
They are. And I actually one day I made spaghetti. I've never made them a bad meal that they didn't like. Like it was bad. Like I didn't even enjoy it. They wanted spaghetti. I didn't know. I didn't have.
This was the bad meal.
This was a horrible meal. It was awful. Like it was really terrible. I was like, oh yeah. And this wasn't that long ago. I didn't have any spaghetti sauce. I didn't have any anything to make something like I was, kind of like just use
So
what
what,
you
ketchup
got.
and noodles, or what are we doing here?
I did. I was like, oh, let me do barbecue sauce. But and so I didn't think it would be too bad, right?
Was there chicken too, or a
It
meatball?
was ground chicken in it.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
so
doesn't sound
it would,
so
It was.
bad.
It didn't. But I don't know what type of barbecue sauce I had gotten that was really vinegar heavy, and so
That's it.
That'll do it.
yeah. And I was like, oh, that's bad. And so baking soda counteracts vinegar. But I put
You made a little,
way too much.
explosion, so this became
Yes.
actual
So, but it's
science.
Explosive chili or
Explosive
explosive
to count
spaghetti.
it.
I
Yeah,
love
like-
experimenting with kids.
Yeah, no, it wasn't.
Oh, wait.
I,
Sorry, let's have a disclaimer here. Ed Studios Online does not condone. Sorry.
No,
Yes,
we,
it does.
Experimenting with children. Thank you.
Volcanoes? No?
definitely like.
Oh,
no.
yeah, like volcanoes. Oh,
Like
that kind of
scientific.
experiment.
It was the volcano on the stove over here.
No, so
Said
yeah.
only one meal, yeah.
Yeah,
Only
so-
one bad meal, so that's not
Well,
bad.
yeah, but other than that, it's just like my son. That meal was nasty. Like I threw that away, and I don't like to throw away food. I always like repent. I'm like, this is such.
As long as nobody's allergic to MSG, you
But-
can make your food as good as McDonald's by adding it to your food, your bad spaghetti.
That's what they say. And I don't know. I haven't tried. Have you guys tried the difference with like pho and no MSG? And I love pho. Pho's my favorite. Like,
Yeah,
pho.
pho's awesome.
I don't notice the
I-
difference, really. I wouldn't know if they slipped it in
Yeah,
there.
so I don't know.
The
MSG
MSG.
is like the accent, right? Accent is MSG, right?
Right.
I think
I-
it cuts your tongue just a little bit so you taste it more, and then you get slightly addicted to that
Yeah.
feeling.
Like-
Oh, is that what it's doing?
Slow,
Well,
slow
it's kind
deterioration of
like
your taste
when,
buds.
When you have when you have unflavored or unseasoned food, you just add a bunch of hot sauce, and that's how you know it's not really a compliment. People put a bunch of hot sauce.
You gotta,
Although I love hot sauce, but not like.
Oh, yeah?
You know, I love habanero. I love really, really spicy. I'm the worst
What
person to habanero.
okay.
So I'm.
That's something I wouldn't think of.
I am
so that's good, yeah.
I am not a good person to ask whether it's spicy or not because I'll be like, no, it's not, and then it'll be. Like,
And then, yes, it was.
yeah.
Oh, the
Gotcha.
aftertaste.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have nothing.
So if you
really-
go to Thai food, do you get it spicy or do you opt for medium?
What type?
You know, I like it spicy. Like I always like it spicier, but it depends. Like on the if it's vinegary based, then it's I feel like that counteracts.
That just tastes cheap too.
Yeah, it reminds me of Tabasco. Like Tabasco's the vinegar taste is like automatically for eggs. Like I don't like
Oh,
if I put
yeah.
Tabasco on anything, I just think of eggs.
I love sriracha.
That's right.
Well, why Thailand? Why did you say Thailand?
Oh, but the Thai food is notoriously spicy. If you
Yeah.
Talking about that
if you
Thai chili pepper.
if you get it more,
And they do the authentic like what do you call it? Like not muddling, but when they make it in the rock and mortars. I don't know
Mortar
what it
and
is.
pestle
Yeah,
and
the
grind
the grinding
peppers
Yeah.
oof,
Um,
it's really spicy. When you get that bite in the papaya salad, and you're just like,
Oh,
whoa,
yes.
that wasn't the
I
salad.
love
Never
papaya
tried
salad
it.
with shrimp. It's so good.
I've never tried spicy Thai food, I guess.
It'll get you high.
Oh,
Yeah.
Speaking of,
I don't know.
Some weight.
Speaking of getting you on.
I tend to get the. Yeah, I guess I do have a hot mouth. I guess because I go for anything. Like if something says spicy and they have a number, I just go for that challenge.
Yeah, like I want to try
tried
it. Like
the number
is it
5 at Winter. That was really hot, and what's supposed to be the spiciest burger. It was on like the news channels at the British Bankers Club and now the Swinging Door. I tried theirs. I didn't make it to the end
Oh no.
because you're not supposed to. I guess beer doesn't help.
Yes, it probably
It
doesn't.
just made my mouth hot.
Probably. No, water doesn't help either. It's milk and
cheese.
Have you seen the segment on YouTube or on Facebook where the host has like celebrities and they do chicken wing? I think it's called Hot Ones.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I don't
That-
know
want-
the
you
host,
can
but
order
I
that
forgot
one.
who he is, but
Yeah, I
I've
forget
seen
his
it.
name. But you can order that and like do that at home.
So you
That'd
like
be an
it super
interesting-
spicy? That's what you're
I
saying.
like it spicy,
So I like it
but
hot.
like fresh, like not bottled salsas, like fresh, really spicy.
Yeah, you don't want actual heartburn. You want kind of that. Whoa, what's going on?
You
with
just want
my
a little bit of
stomach. It feels really hot, but not heart. That's how you know. If you get heartburn, it was bad spices, right? Cheap spices.
I don't know. I never get that. It's
It
like
depends on your constitution. You've got the constitution for the spice.
I'm like I'm not a good person to ask about spice. 'Cause- and my mom's like that though. My mom, she'll eat like garlic, like just like spoonfuls of it for health.
That's
reasons.
great, but ulcers happen too.
Yeah, that's what I tell her
They
too.
really do, and I know.
Yeah, and so, but she does it in moderation. But still, I get the garlic is kind of, that's a lot.
Garlic will help you when there's pneumonia about, which I heard is like a thing.
Yeah.
I've definitely survived with raw garlic and honey, which is a good way to protect your gut while still getting
Yeah.
the medicinal processes.
It is. Honey
Oh,
is like
it's really good.
It's amazing. Yeah, like I call myself a holistic healer because
Whoa.
I do. I like know
That's
all
connection right there.
Yeah, so you're talking about honey and garlic, and it's like I know all the remedies.
That's awesome.
My friend, she called once, and she's like, my friend has a toothache, and he doesn't know what to do. His medicine's not working, and I know you know something. And I was like, either vanilla or a garlic or
Garlic and vanilla.
or yeah, like
For a
garlic.
toothache.
Those are all like
So maybe
natural.
She knows about kitchen stuff and
and
garlic,
it's all
vanilla.
homeopathic. Yeah,
I love
like,
that.
and so like ginger ale and garlic and
love it.
vanilla. Yeah, so it's like
I mean-
vanilla is they're all
Vanilla,
yummy.
ginger, garlic, like that you just chew up
Yeah.
for your toothache. And it tastes good. I mean, you could
I
probably
think
put
you
honey
gotta-
with
That's
that.
I think you
Fine.
gotta
Either way
keep
it's
chewing on it because that's the thing. You got
Well, it numbs it. It's
Yeah.
just a natural number instead of
but not by
using-
eating it. You gotta.
No, you chew. Well,
Yeah.
if you can tolerate.
I
then
can get it.
it's-
There's not a thing.
well,
I
like you want
not a vegetable I won't go for. I mean,
raw garlic.
Like okra? It's all
yeah.
slimy. I love
I've tried
okra,
rhubarb. It didn't
actually.
taste like the pie. I grew it
Rhubarb.
before.
I've never tried rhubarb pie.
I really. Oh, I like the pie. I've realized I don't know how they put that vegetable in the pie to make it taste good.
What's kind
Sugar.
Because I tried it straight off the vine. It tastes
Strawberries.
horrible.
Strawberries and sugar.
That's
That's a count.
oh, that's why.
Uh,
It's
Strawberry
you have to
rhubarb.
add strawberries to the rhubarb.
Strawberry rhubarb and sugar. Yeah.
Okay.
Strawberry
Strawberry
rhubarb pie is
rhubarb.
so
That
good.
sounds
probably
good.
never
Otherwise, it's
tried
like celery
a
that's
rhubarb
red.
pie.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
red
I could put
celery.
it in my smoothies, I guess, just not on a pie.
Then maybe add monk fruit,
Or
which is a
dates.
low-calorie sweetener.
or dates or
Dates,
natural.
which are natural potassium for
Natural.
you.
You must have some nice kitchens. I mean, Allie lives on a boat. Yeah,
I'm not living on a boat anymore.
Do you really? was
No,
like,
I
oh.
run around. I'm taking care of everybody's cats in
Right.
houses during
Everyone's cats.
everybody's cats. Everybody's cats need help and their dogs.
I
I
don't.
take care of animals,
I-
and because they have houses.
Yeah, animal
Being a
rescue
teacher is
dogs.
very hard to get housing, by the way.
Yeah. You're a teacher?
Yeah, I'm a
Oh.
teacher. I work in service industry, and what else do I do? I work weddings, which is really fun.
Oh,
saw that
really? And
recently.
you sing at weddings or
Well, at weddings, I
perform?
work in the AV team, so I work tech.
Okay.
I do photo booths.
Oh, that's
and,
awesome.
help the DJ. I'm a roadie, but then
Okay.
every once in a while I sing with a DJ.
Okay.
And I'm getting into it. I want to do ministry. I do ministry as well. So I do a lot.
That
Well,
is
Renaissance
interesting.
woman, right?
Right. You got it. Yeah, because we couldn't fit all of your job titles on that
and you
bottom
weren't even-
lower
you
third.
You did writer, poet, singer, which is funny because
It's like all the same.
I'm a writer for a living. Singing is part of teaching, part of performing. Part
Right.
of
Then you want to go healer, educator, Wonder Woman. What else was the
mother.
mother? Well, that's the Wonder Woman part.
Yeah.
It's what you identify as.
What do I identify as?
Renaissance
Is
woman, right?
a
Yeah.
Renaissance woman, as Alexandra Maida, really the full name. It's hard to get people to say your full name sometimes because it's got so many syllables. Alexandra,
So that was
helper
actually.
and defender of mankind.
Have you heard? Do you like Beyonce?
Yeah, I do.
Have you heard her new album? It's called Renaissance.
Oh my
I wasn't
God,
sure
I
if
love
I should
Beyonce.
bring
Can we
up
put
Beyonce.
some
It's
Beyonce
It's called
up in
Renaissance.
this?
Like
Yes.
literally, I'm totally behind. And
Yes.
that album is
Good,
on.
let's judge this.
It's
I
on-
I will listen to
It's
this
on
tonight.
repeat. It's called and I bring it up because you say you identify as Renaissance woman, and it's titled Renaissance. And there's a song called Summer Renaissance, and she's like, it's a different. I love it.
No idea. Now I have to look up that actual
I
song. But
I love the whole album. It's on
see, I
repeat.
do agree. People,
And
And
how,
it's
and how
totally
long has
her-
it been since she's cut an album, Beyonce?
She
Yeah, it's been a
hadn't
while.
since.
Hasn't it been
since
2014 or something?
since since 2014. No, 2015.
No, it must have been.
Yeah,
she
right
must have
around
done a
there,
little
so
song
it's like,
It
too.
was
really?
Lemonade. Yeah, she did Lemonade.
That was
I'm ready.
2014.
I'm
Yeah.
ready.
Actually,
I've been-
Beyonce doesn't do anything little. Yeah,
She's a
Beyonce is-
queen.
Yeah, she.
I do agree. She's
She's a
gotta be the
queen.
queen.
She is
But
the
this
queen.
new project, we were listening as
her
we were
protege.
doing. It's like motherfucker.
Motherfuckers ain't
What is
stopping
that?
me.
What is
no.
that?
She's
It's-
sampled. It's all samples. No, so that's that whole album is
Yeah.
like sampled from different music, and so that's like from some other song. But I don't know.
Oh, you mean that whole album was stolen
It's
from other
sampled.
artists? Got it.
It's
Okay.
it's
No.
sampled.
Hey,
Yeah.
okay.
Wow.
Stolen
So
or-
people can't be mad when she
No.
who's that artist that
Khalees.
said Beyonce stole from her or something?
Khalees, yeah.
Is that
What
who?
is hip hop if not?
Milkshake
Oh,
Ring.
Khalees.
Well, I know.
Yeah,
Khalees.
I'm
Khalees.
just.
And she
Collage
actually
music.
played herself.
I'm showing my ignorance and age.
Khalees-
Sorry.
Khalees,
You know,
she kicked
Just
Nas
letting
to
you
the
know.
curb, didn't she?
no, Nas kicked her to the curb.
Oh, Nas kicked her. to the
You know
curb.
what they said?
Oh.
Jay-Z said, we talking bossy, we not talking Khalid. They've always had a little... But no, but she actually played herself with that because Beyonce sampled her song, which wasn't really her song,
Yeah.
added her as a writer to the song, which she wasn't. And so she would have got royalties for that song.
Mm.
And then she opened her mouth. And Beyonce just removed her off the...
You think the Queen Bee's really Queen Bee, right? I said that.
She's Beyonce.
You
She's...
think she is really gonna do you wrong? She's the most.
She
is
ain't
she
got
still
nothing to lose.
Oh, actually, you know what's wrong. So, I didn't think it was that great, but she's the queen. I still give it to her. But you know what's messed up? So, I'm not sure. I think it was that bad as the person that beat her one time, which I
Oh,
think is horrible.
Chris Brown or whatever.
That's Rihanna.
Oh yeah, that's the wrong one, right?
That's the wrong one.
I just want to hear
The
his.
wrong artist.
I just want to hear his guess,
wrong singer.
but actually that would have been more of a compliment. NBA YoungBoy beat her on the charts for the new album.
Oh well, that's because he just said he's showing his ignorance with age. Right? He said something along those lines, right?
How do you
And
beat
so
Beyonce?
my nieces and my nieces, I have my nieces. They're 2008, so she's just turned she's just turned 14, and she doesn't know who Beyonce is.
Ah, wow.
So that's what it is. It's like literally.
Getting all emotional.
And so that's why Beyonce has, the sisters that she found on YouTube, Chloe and Halle.
Okay, yeah.
So Chloe is her protege. Like if you haven't seen her
I have
song,
seen that.
she is soaking her up. But yeah. Anyways, brought up Renaissance because she says she's the Renaissance woman.
I want to hear that
and
album.
I love Cozy and.
I mean, I do think it should.
It's
everyone
really
should
like
hear
her
it,
loving
yeah.
herself, and if you love yourself and you think you're it, like you're gonna really love that.
She's the queen. You got a
She
problem with her,
literally
shut
said,
up,
doesn't-
right?
yeah.
I can't do the. I'm no diva, so I can't do the shut up correctly.
Wait, this.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
She doesn't do the period.
I'm not. Well, I mean, you know how I'm just. If I was a diva, I admit it. I'm not flexible enough. I'm not flexible enough.
Oh, well, why you gotta be flexible to be a diva? I thought
Don't
you
you?
was for me.
Yeah. You know, I,
That's
I,
funny.
I was So we talking about Beyonce because you love the old school. You're not even.
I
old.
love Bay Area. Like I'm
That's-
totally like a Niners won yesterday
Shout out
too,
to
and
Bay.
so yeah, I'm born and raised San Francisco.
You know, hip hop. I mean, you're probably really super young, so you
Oh, that's a compliment.
you don't know how great the '90s hip hop was.
Yeah.
I'm not even.
you
Like,
like,
my
do know how
playlist
great the
is
90s hip-hop
like so
was.
old. Like I don't know who NBA Youngboy is. Like I don't listen to like the way that my nieces and my don't know.
I do
who
these
Beyonce
shows.
is.
I gotta
Show them
try to be
Beyonce
hip,
when
you
it's
know?
time. It'll be a moment you get to have as auntie,
on
right?
Thanksgiving, last Thanksgiving that I spent with my nieces. She was teaching her to make macaroni and cheese, and I was like, "You're gonna listen to some Beyonce."
It's so good. I love Beyonce. Actually, Beyonce got me through the pandemic. I feel like I listened to a lot more Beyonce than I would have if this wasn't going on.
Yeah.
You know, she's got the medicine music, the poetry, the
She
artistry.
just outdoes herself, and that's like
Women
all
empowerment.
she's worried. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's just it's like.
And I like how it's not just women empowerment, she's bringing the ladies to be empowered. But I like how the dudes probably, I'm sure the dudes bow down like that's the queen right there.
She has it all. She actually came into a bar that I worked at when I lived in New Orleans. She came in because she lives in New Orleans. She had a house on Harmony and St. Charles. My
know that.
daughter's name is Harmony, actually, which is kind of sweet. And my daughter lives in New Orleans. And we were down there at the beginning of the pandemic. And I was working at this bar before the pandemic started, and she came in, and they closed down the entire place.
I bet.
So that she and her dude could come in.
Jay-Z.
Yeah.
I love
Him.
Hope too.
I like this Jay-Z. She's got an attitude towards Jay-Z.
I know. I was like, you can't do that because if not Jay-Z, then who?
Oh, fine.
No,
I'm more about B
It's still
than I am about
I-
Jay Z.
Well,
It's still
yeah.
positive vibes.
I love Jay though. Like, yeah, no, I didn't start like I hope this.
Well, anyway, they shut down the whole place for her, and I think they had the oysters at the Munch Factory. More like, hey,
No
by the way,
idea.
these
You guys
amazing
are
places across the.
But,
I'm tri-coastal actually, so if you ask me where I'm living, it's really hard for me to ever answer that question.
You hear though?
Are you like a nomad?
I'm a bit of a nomad. I'm part-time Mississippi, but I haven't even gotten there yet because I'm
Mississippi.
stuck in California for like San Francisco, where my parents
like
met
it
and
there.
fell
You're
in love,
stuck.
where my mom was born and raised in Marin, and Marin is like calling me back in this like way. There's a cat actually that lives in Marin that's calling me home,
cat?
and I don't even like cats, but
you
I'm
have
in
like
love with this cat.
prints
you
too,
like
like
cats.
a little
I do.
Okay,
bit.
I'm in love with this particular cat, and like I might be like
I
a
understand.
cat.
I totally can relate to that. Like, eighth, when I walked in, like, all of a sudden, I've always been mortified of pets.
You can have it.
Of Ace?
You're
I have
mortified?
I used to be
You can have
so
it.
scared of pets. I don't know why. And I don't remember anything traumatic happening. But what I know is, like, my mom wasn't fond of pets. And so, I don't know. I didn't grow up with any pets. So, it was just foreign. So, like, I was just scared because it's foreign and I don't trust you, and so all of it. And then I grew up, and I was like, okay, this is very childish. Like, just try to get over it, and kind of like mind over matter. And I'd be scared, but try not to like. I'm trying to fake it till I make it. And so
Right.
then I could like kind of pet them on the top of their head, like very minimal though. And all of a sudden, I saw during the pandemic when the nail shops were opening up, the nail shop I was going to, the owner, she got a multi-poo. And I found it was like, so cute. And she just, I don't know, something about that dog. I was like, I like this. This is a good, like, I have 3 kids and a 2-bedroom apartment in the city. So it's not like a bigger dog. Like, I was like, my kids really want a dog. They never thought I would ever get them a dog. And then I was like, this is a dog I can possibly
deal with.
consider.
Right, yeah.
And then she said they're hypoallergenic, or there's a possibility of them being hypoallergenic so they don't shed. I was like, this is definitely the dog that I'm
Right,
gonna get.
right.
And so, like, I did some research, and multi-poos are like better for adults, or not for kids. And so I found
Wait,
the
okay,
mini
okay.
golden doodle, and
Oh, because it's a
he's
doodle
a golden
poodle.
retriever and a poodle.
Oh,
and so
wow.
he's like he's
That's the multi-poo?
no. And so from the a multi-poo is what a multi-cinepoodle.
Oh,
And
okay.
so
I
that
didn't.
is so
I figured it was multiple types of poodles.
That's hilarious.
A multi-poo usually for me is when I eat broccoli.
I just see where
I'm
it's
sorry. I'm just telling you. Sorry, too much info.
TMI.
I
A
was going there.
multi-poo. That's something.
I wasn't going there, but
That's a joke. But no, but
Oh,
even
sorry.
with Ace, he's even actually he can't leave anywhere without me because I'm his emotional support human.
You're
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know.
And so is I like my dog's name is Astro. My kids, when we got him, his name was Teddy, and I was like, yeah, he's very cute, but I was like, they were like, no, we don't have a Teddy, Mom. And then my son was like, I want something from space, and then my other
I want something from
like
space.
a name that
Kanye
was
West?
space,
Yeah, right,
a
right.
space related name. And then my kids are like really into Tom and Jerry and like the old cartoons. And so I don't know, they used to kind of watch the Jetsons. And so I don't know if that Astro.
Right.
And I was like,
Oh,
and so every
that's
time I
unique.
tell people that, and they're like, oh yeah, I remember that cartoon. But they were, but
I don't even play that anymore.
yeah, no, they don't. They have the DVDs. And
Unless you get Boomerang. That's right, Boomerang. Being
boomerang for the
Boomerang.
boomers.
For the boomers. From the boomers to the boomers. It's Boomerang it's being sponsored by the show. What's really happening? That's right. If we're gonna be sued, we're gonna be sued well.
I see where it well, because I think you were the one that brought up that strong point about being this certain animal. I feel that with my cat.
yeah.
Like I'm not even really all about the cats in
No,
general because I've had 3 and I still only liked the one I
that
have now.
one, yeah.
I mean, I don't even care. The other one probably got catnapped, and I'm okay with
Catnapped.
it.
Cat nap.
I'm totally okay with
coming
it
with me.
because you weren't the one I really was
Yeah.
like fond of anyway. But my
Right.
one I have now, I love her.
Yeah, it's like it's an unconditional. It's a different love. Like when I was speaking with the breeder, he was like, "Oh, you're gonna see dogs are so much better than people, right?" And I was like,
That's your pet.
"No, but that
It's not
yeah,
just
so-
dogs. That's,
No, but when he's talking
not
about
good
like
with
your
kids.
dog, like no, yeah, he's talking about like when you as a person who ends up loving a dog, you know, he wasn't saying and he's so right. Like I'm like people, I'm not too fond of everybody. So, but my dog, yeah, I was like.
Dogs are
My
special.
kids, I had them. I got my dog, and I was like, meet me at the park. And I walked up with him, and he was a puppy. He was like 3. That was in March, so he was 3 months at that time, 4 months. And so they were like, "Are you dog sitting, Mom?" I was like, "What? You think I'd be dog
Where'd this
sitting?"
dog come from?
They
Yeah.
were like, and I like got their whole reaction on video, and they were like, "We have a dog? Like we never thought you would have a dog." Because I'm always like, you guys don't like to clean up after yourself. That's a whole responsibility.
Ace is playing dead for you.
I love
No, he
Ace.
wants
Ace
belly
is being
rubs.
very sweet right now.
That's what he does with all the kittens in the house. So we have kittens. We have
That's-
7 kittens, or actually we just gave away 2. So we
7
have
kittens?
yeah, we have 7 kittens. We had 7 kittens and a mama. And the mama adopted us a few months ago, and of course she was pregnant and didn't tell anybody.
Oh wow! Of course, she didn't make the announcement. There wasn't a gender reveal for the kittens.
No big explosion with like poofs of this or balloons.
Nothing
of that.
burned down because of the cat.
But so whenever the cats come in the room, he's scared because even the little kittens will go, and he'll
Oh, it's like
No,
trying to
kittens
attack.
and so
are-
and so he'll do that. He'll lay down next to him so they can come and sniff him.
And that's kind of, he's like trying to be cool with them.
He's totally trying to be like, okay, everything's cool.
Yeah, so when my dog does that, my kids be like, "Oh, you want belly rubs? You want belly rubs?" And then they'll like that. So, because I looked it up, and it's like when a dog does that,
Aw.
it's when it's in complete trust.
So sweet.
I like how mine chooses me over anybody. I kind of like how
What?
she's.
Oh, the cats? Oh,
she's-
yeah.
No, well, we don't have any cats anymore except her, and that was her plan from the beginning.
Yeah.
When she came in the picture, she was in the field limping, and I think even that was a setup, which I think is beautiful because she just, like, you would think broken leg, why is she limping? She had no limp when all of a sudden a few days
As
later.
soon as you fed her and she was inside the house, she
yeah.
had her foot in the paw in the
no
door.
limp. Like she looked like she had a broken leg.
Oh my!
And we had her in.
Oh, my
And she healed with love.
And
She
with
chased
love.
we had 3 others, and she chased the other ones out, which is great. She made them not want to be around. The other one was.
You didn't like those anyways, right?
I mean, you know what? I love the cat I have. There were certain ones I respected more than the others, like the one that got ran over. Was
I'm waiting for Allie to start playing the Sarah McLaughlin song. Go ahead. I'm
No,
sorry.
which one? I want you to hear any
for
other.
The one that
friend
makes it. That's a.
one.
Oh,
Well, so
Really cat.
like the main one just likes
ASPCA
people way too
commercial.
much, and like I wouldn't mind if mine was a little friendlier, but she hates. People come in, she runs away, like she's like, I don't know you. But the other one, no matter what, the cat would be there. The cat was actually at a house that got robbed. And the cat's picture was in the paper. It's like a funny thing, but instead I'm like, come on,
The
man,
cat's
really?
picture was in the paper?
Yeah, it's a place got robbed. The cat's picture was like, hey, there was a cat still on the bed. Well, that's pretty.
Oh. You're like, oh.
I live in a pretty good area. That's why I gotta
That
feel
ain't
like,
got
wait,
nothing to
do
do
I
with the
still
price of butter.
belong here? Yeah, the kid. So I mean, yeah, you know, I feel like if she did die, it would distraught me.
Yeah, I asked her, like, can you live forever? I was like,
I'd be a man about it though. I would like probably get a tattoo of her. Her face right here. She likes to,
your cat?
yeah, right here. She likes to give me funny looks, like and she attacks me sometimes. It's cute. Like,
No, you're not attacking me.
well, no, she attacks like a tiger. Like it's.
Yeah, they are little.
She gets both her arms up. It's swat, 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 swat. It's
Cats. I'm not so fond of cats. I've had a traumatic experience with cats.
Yeah.
So, with a cat. So, it was like, I don't know, it was like very territorial over when I was with my kid's father. And I used to think the cat was happy because I came home, and then I figured out, no, he just is territorial over him. And then when I was pregnant with my first son, like he wasn't neutered, and he sprayed only my side of the closet, like my closet, my stuff.
You
And
tell me
so-
the cat spray. Gosh.
Yes, it was bad. It was horrible.
See,
It was terrible.
my cat, like she goes
She's
to the
a
bathroom
girl.
outside.
Yeah.
She doesn't do. She's she's a great cat. She's independent. That's why it's like when you want something, I'll cater to you. You're still my princess.
Yeah. Oh.
Plus the fact
You
that you're
that's
just so
like your baby
independent.
girl. You said my
Yeah.
princess. See, nah. I love my dog,
'Cause-
but I'm like, you're still a dog.
Well, because I do not want kids.
Okay.
You all have kids though here, both of you.
Yeah.
This is who anyone
Mothers.
married by single mothers?
Single mothers,
You're a
woohoo!
single
Yeah,
mother too. Single?
I'm a
Zach.
single woman because my kids' father are involved in their lives. So I don't
Aren't
necessarily
involved.
say like I'm a single mom because I'm single. I'm not a single mom because you
Well,
understand what I mean? Like because I'm not solely parenting them by myself. So it's like I don't know. I kind of
well, he's
differentiate.
not around.
They're around them, not around me. So I'm a single woman, but not a single mother because we can co-parent.
That's
So
awesome.
You got a co-parent, so you're co-parenting.
We can
okay.
co-parent,
Okay.
and yeah, like I just kind of differentiate like womanhood and motherhood, even though they're tied hand in hand.
You're a real
but
woman.
you
yeah,
know, it's
yeah, I
like
got this.
you're a woman, but then mother. You know, so it's kind of like I'm not a mother by myself. It's not only my children, so I'm not. I didn't. You know,
It takes a village, right?
It takes a
does,
village,
and
it for
they're
sure
not,
does.
You know, it's like.
That sounds very mutual. Like I'll just have to like.
Yeah, it's like
You know, then have
just try
like
to be very unbiased, and you know, like all I'm in control of is myself, and being accountable for myself and my actions, and you know, just trying to.
That's all any of us can really do, right? So
And then once everyone accepts that and owns up to being accountable for your own actions, then everything would be so much smoother. But people are always trying to throw rocks
Talk
in
about
glass
being
houses.
queen right there. She rocks it.
Sovereignty, I love it.
Oh.
But you have a kid, Allie, right?
I do. My daughter is 12 and a half.
Well, she's in when's her birthday?
December 6th.
Okay, yeah, because he said my son turned you were 12 in March,
Oh, cool.
so she's
So 12 and yeah, they're definitely very precocious these days, aren't they?
yeah, 12-year-olds. Yeah, like, but I have sons, and my oldest is my height. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're not going to play this game. Like, yeah.
Oh, my daughter's feet are way bigger than mine already. And I'm like, well, if you don't have caffeine, you might be taller than me. And
Oh.
that's the impetus. It's like, if you don't have so much caffeine, you could
That's
be
how much
tall.
she
You
likes
could
Starbucks.
tower over
would
both of your
fail.
parents.
The old "it will stunt your growth" thing. Okay, that really worked with me because I'm 6'6",
Maybe
200
it won't
pounds.
do anything.
Yeah,
I
okay.
always thought that if I
tried.
hadn't had
You're tall.
lattes,
You
I'd be
tried.
5'7" on the dot.
on the dot.
On the dot.
Yeah, I'm 5'7".
I don't know, like, yeah, I just don't. So there's hang on.
5'7". We're both into medicinal foods and medicinal things.
Just like mushrooms.
I
Mothers.
think I'm a singer. Like,
Mothers, we think we're singers. Do you want to play the guitar?
No, I didn't say play the guitar. I
Bay
said-
Area.
I said,
How'd you do this? Magic. You're like,
I
for
have
some
to.
reason.
Healers, kind of both educators too.
Are
So
you a
what-
teacher as
I
well?
actually, prior to the pandemic, I was working at a preschool. I was kind of just.
That counts.
and
How'd
then,
you do this?
And they were like,
It happens.
and I've always been like really good. I've always loved kids. Where I thought I wanted to be like a pediatricianist, or I always wanted to work with kids. And then I wanted to get, and I'm in social work. Like I've been doing that since I was 18. I just
Bonus.
I wanted to, like, the city obviously is super expensive and just not a great quality of life when you're not that wealthy. I mean, like, so I was like,
Yeah.
I need a job where I can, not social work, because I need to be able to work and where I can afford to live. And so I had done a part-time, like, teacher's aide, and the coaches that came in to, help the teachers that were working as the teachers for it was the toddler, there was newborns, toddlers, it was a preschool center, literally. And so they thought I was a teacher. And so they thought I was a teacher, and I was just like I would just like
Yeah, that
the
teacher
aide.
appeal.
I would just clean if they needed diaper changes, if they needed anything that's not, because I didn't have the units for it. So they thought I was a teacher though, or they thought I had the educational background and was qualified to be a teacher. And so they were like, well, we have a position open if you enroll into the unit. If you do the unit, like if I was pursuing the early childhood education credits, that I'd be able to do the job while getting an education.
Yeah, there are a lot of sticklers for the
Yeah.
ECE units.
Yeah, the EC 12 units, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
so-
what they do
and
when you're
so-
getting serious about being a preschool teacher.
Yes, it's like for licensing, because of licensing.
Yeah.
So I was able to enroll I was taking the classes, and then I was able to fill the position. So it was like a double whammy. Oh, this is really cool. And it was just just natural. And then but then the pandemic hit, and I had broken my foot right before the pandemic, and so I was on
You're
disability.
Fully broke.
And it's like
Bone.
and I don't know what happened.
I love hearing about injuries.
It's
don't
nice
wanna-
when it heals. Like
Yeah, I don't wanna be
these
alone
are the
here.
miracles of healing, and it's probably because you know about all of the spices that you eat in your food,
Oh,
and
yeah, did
everything
you
just
heal
heals
yourself?
fast when you
Yeah.
eat well. Actually,
Yeah, that's very true, because I tell people that all the time. Like, if your body is nourished with natural and wholesome ingredients, then you're more likely to have less health issues.
Yeah, and you
And,
can bounce back from things if you do a
and,
lot
yeah.
of stretching and you keep yourself
Yeah.
limber through dancing. And actually, dancing has been coming back these
dancing
days.
ain't never gone nowhere.
Well, dancing seemed to went somewhere when
Where?
I had
Well, you told me that
COVID and my
Wednesday,
whole
so-
body hurt. I went to dance anyway
Yes.
because it didn't.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of things went away when COVID was here, so we got to
Yeah.
remember that. Hey, by the way, we're still in hour number 1. We're
we're
approaching
here.
hour 2
Ooh.
of
We just-
what's really happening with
What is really happening?
What's really happening with Luke Walgreens. His guests today are Ali Maida, Renaissance woman, and also Nuni Cabrera, seasoned with love. So there you go.
Yes, yes. turkey, and I brought my
Oh,
apron.
yes.
Yes, I
That's
brought.
gorgeous.
Yeah, my good friend, she actually got it for me. She's been telling me for years to start, like, to pursue my business. And so she went to Nicaragua in December. And she's like, I brought you something, but I'm not going to give it to you unless you, like, pursue your business. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, you need to sell your food. And
Just
she's-
pursue it. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, just do it. And, like, she's been telling, for, like, years. Like, on my Instagram, I created the Instagram, like, in 2015. And I had it private for the longest, and I wouldn't post nothing. And it's just kind of, I don't know, like, being, like, I'm social, but I'm not
If the
open.
vibe's
like,
right.
I can be socialized, but putting myself out there, like that's like an art, you know. It's when an artist. So I say I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit. Like, sorry, I curse.
I'll go for it.
But it's like
I
when
want to see
you know
that apron again.
putting.
Yeah, so you're Nicaraguan, right?
Yeah, my mother's Nicaragüense and my
beautiful.
father's
Nicaraguense.
American. And yeah, I've been doing some research.
Someone
actually.
definitely made that.
Yeah.
I
Like,
love
you
that.
Yeah, it's like
All the lace and
yeah.
And hold it up for our camera so they can see it here, right here, right here. There you go.
There's the camera.
There you
Oh,
go.
I've been looking.
There you go.
So it's got,
it's beautiful.
you know, and they got So.
And there's pockets.
It's pockets.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
So when
Oh my
I like sell
gosh.
my plates, I put a little more money.
It's beautiful.
But yeah, it is.
I'm inspired.
It
and
is.
that's another
Nicaragua
thing
is a beautiful country. Like
Yeah.
and it's the biggest country in Central America. It's got
Doesn't have
it's literally but there's literally like the south of Nicaragua is Bluefields, Corn Island, it's the Caribbean. It's where Nicaragua you could see like just how colonization how when it happens, because then you go to the capital and you just see how people get lighter but literally like it's a beautiful country. And so
I want to go. What kind of like natural kinds of geography and geology?
So
would
Nicaragua
I see?
has 5 volcanoes. So on our flag it has, and there's one that's actually active
That is
in
exciting.
Masaya. So we have Nicaragua is popular for rum. You can find it at a couple stores. It's like, but it's like because it's imported. So like the cheapest rum is like $20 here.
And so,
but
is your food that you make also Nicaraguan food inspired by your family?
So honestly,
So
I
nice.
was totally intimidated by making Nicaraguan food, because I'm like, I can't cook as good as my mom. And so now I can. So I was like, I avoided it for a while, but now but because rice is like one of those things, it's really simple, but it's really not. So like it's really hard. That's why they have a rice cooker, right? So
Every time I want regular rice, it ends up being sticky rice. And every
Yeah.
time I want
Yeah.
sticky rice,
it's
burnt.
Add
Anyway,
add some mango to that.
Ooh, mango
Ooh,
sticky
mango
rice is
sticky
so
rice.
Mango.
good.
yeah.
So you
Speaking
did,
of Thai food,
yeah, you
right?
do soul food.
Yeah, so I
You
do.
get-
I like soul food.
No, so you're good at that.
Yeah, so soul food when
It's your
I
niche,
with my
right? Soul
kids
food.
and my family, and for my kids' side, as like my sister-in-law's my brother-in-law, like I still, they're still my family. Brother, he made some good macaroni and cheese. That was the first time I had.
There
soul-
you go.
I know. I'm gonna make them. I didn't have cheese.
Oh, it's
at
cool.
home.
We're gonna try
But
that.
so I had like the first time I had real macaroni and cheese, baked macaroni and cheese, I was pregnant with my oldest, and I was like, oh my god, it was life changing. Like the whole.
Okay, that is what I was craving when I was pregnant. I was walking around Oakland. I made sure to get, I like walked many blocks to get mac and cheese.
Oh.
And it was Gouda mac and cheese that was made in a skillet, in a
Oh,
cast
the
iron
cast iron one?
She was
skillet.
talking about skillet.
With the
cooking.
mac and cheese and then the Gouda on top, downtown Oakland, and that was the
Where
thing.
did
I
you
like
go?
walked to go to this place. Some way like Cajun place downtown Oakland. I haven't been in a long time. But I was working there when I was pregnant back in the day.
Was it all just creamy, or was there any crunch?
It was crunchy
The
on
top
top.
was crunchy.
It was crunchy on top, and it was, it was in a cast iron skillet, so the edges were perfect.
Right.
And it was a little skillet, like personal pan, mac and cheese, which was actually Luke's favorite thing from the
Really?
cafeteria.
Yeah.
I
Which we're
Fake
coming
macaroni.
back
This is
to.
what we call a callback in stand-up comedy, by the way.
know about this. I've never done them, but I know about those. You got to really, the soul counts because I used to cook at a place called Kincaid's, and we
Oh, Kincaid's. I went to Kincaid's.
yeah, there you go. That was a good date night. But I've actually taken myself out there before because I would get a gift card. I'm like, you know what? I don't know anyone that deserves this other half of the money. I'm gonna treat myself and eat for two.
That's self-care.
Yeah.
Self-love.
So I used to work there. So I made something called it was a mac and cheese, but it was a truffle oil.
Oh, yes.
And then
Truffles
breadcrumbs.
the best.
It just it sounds good.
Nah,
It just
that
see
ain't it.
it didn't really
Truffle on everything.
it didn't really
Yeah.
feel right.
No,
Popcorn,
it's just
truffle,
unnecessary.
truffle popcorn.
Like,
Truffle everything.
Yeah, I mean
truffle and
I could understand a certain cheese, but now you're adding truffle oil and
the breadcrumbs is
breadcrumbs to it.
unnecessary.
yeah,
No,
and then
no
you're
breadcrumbs.
cooking it like it's mac and cheese. You don't really need to do all that. You can get some crispy, just not really
You want some
tasting the
baked
mac and
macaroni
cheese
and
part.
cheese.
Yeah,
Baked
that
mac
sounds
and
good.
cheese. Ooh, with I'm thinking chives. Why am I thinking chives? Does
Nah.
anybody put chives on their mac and cheese?
I guess it's with her truffle.
I think you've got the
I want truffle.
You
I
might
want
have
chives.
the munchies right now.
I do, and
She
I
might
want a
have the
little
munchies.
sour cream with that. Why am I so
We're getting two
bad?
different-
So sour cream would be good.
That's I'm
It is,
like,
it's the
mac
munchies,
and
I'll
cheese
just do
is
the
kind
White
of
Claw.
like some things. I'm like, some things just don't need to be messed with. It's like it doesn't need all
I mean the
that.
cheap because it is the cheaper end of food.
So you don't
so
think
you
the
shouldn't mess
Gouda
with it
should
too
be on the
much.
mac and cheese?
Gouda sound.
Gouda is okay. The
Sounds
Gouda's
alright.
not like breadcrumbs is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like going to a restaurant, so I love menus. And so I'll go to a restaurant and I will take their most famous dish and like make it mine.
Oh yeah.
And so it's like, oh, where did you get this? And it's like, oh, it's my
Animal
creation.
style.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But whatever. I caught it somewhere and I tweaked it a little
Oh,
bit.
I did that with the
The
kale
copycat.
salad. I did that with
At Safeway?
this like epic kale massaged kale salad.
Massage.
That
Massage.
you massage it so it's raw, but you
The-
break the cell walls with the vinegar.
kale, you have to massage it
You have to
first. It
massage
changes
it
Okay.
with
flavor.
olive oil
See, I know that.
and vinegar and lemon.
Why is the kale getting better
And I
and
was-
pampered
Because it
more
goes
than I
into your
am?
body and it can cure. It is
because-
cured cancer.
You're
This
so
cured.
excited.
This is
Yeah.
cured cancer. The massage
Have you
kale salad.
tried the kale salad from Safeway? It has mango and coconut. It's
I
so
will try
good.
it.
That's why I was like,
Okay,
kale salad from
let's do
Safeway.
it. I mean, but that's mine. I like to massage the kale because
Yeah.
you squeeze it. And it breaks the cell walls because otherwise,
a
who's
living
eating
thing.
kale really?
Yeah.
Is anybody
You're
eating
cooking-
kale
Massage it.
otherwise unless you're squeezing it? Come on.
Well, you're cooking with love. That's why it's
with
like
your love of
seasoned
your
with
actual
love.
squish,
Your
which is real love.
It's like you're.
That's right,
trying
folks.
to
Squeeze your kale with love.
Squeeze the kale
Massage
with
it.
love
Don't
and-
squeeze it.
Don't squeeze it.
Massage it, and it will save your
Mas-
life. It has saved lives. It has cured cancer.
Yeah.
It has cured cancer to do this, and it's because it's raw still, but you've cooked
It's
it
got the
with your
nutrients,
hands
yeah.
and with the things breaking all the cell walls. And that's one thing that I made my own. There's a couple of raw things I made my own. The avocado pudding that you add real like cacao powder
like
and
guacamole.
agave. It's like a but if you add enough agave,
Cacao
It's sweet.
in avocado?
yeah, cacao
Chocolate and
avocado,
avocado, yeah.
chocolate avocado with sweetener,
I would eat
and then
it.
you squish it. You put it in the Cuisinart, and it's sweet, and it's a pudding.
Avocado makes it creamy.
It's
so,
a pudding.
Yeah,
if you're a
well,
vegan that
okay,
doesn't want
I get
gelatin and whey and,
and it
whatever
makes it
else.
creamy. It takes out like avocado, the creamy.
So I'm gonna have a neck strain, by the way, from watching these two talk about food.
You're gonna have a what?
I'm gonna have a neck strain, and they're gonna have to put a big old like brace
We were
around
talking
my
about
neck.
Food porn
About our
before,
food?
before we started.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Should we talk more about barbecue?
Oh, jeez.
I got
You're
a,
cruel.
I got
Love it. She put barbecue
gotta-
sauce in pasta.
I got a
It
fact
would have been
here.
good, but the vinegar was
It
Just-
could have been good if it was sweet.
Humans began cooking 1.8 million 400,000 years ago.
at the beginning of time.
That's how they.
Fire,
How
right?
many humans?
Underground.
How long humans began cooking?
Cooking is life.
Yeah.
Duh.
Well, and it starts with like gathering your food, hunting,
Well,
or
and-
whatever it is. So.
I also got that chopsticks were first used as a cooking utensil, not a utensil to eat with.
I believe it.
And then they're like, well, you can eat with
people
this.
cook with them. It's much
Ramen.
easier.
And you said cooking underground, like kimchi. Is that what you're thinking?
Like no, well, how long ago did you say there was no stoves and stuff? Like the
Yeah,
underground-
okay.
Yeah, fermentation.
So like
Been around that for a while.
I asked you like what would you be interested in trying? You said the quesadilla. So I like cook all different cuisines.
But
and
anything, I love anything.
So my background is Nicaraguense and American, but I like identify with my mother. You know, my mother raised me, and I know all of the Nicaraguense meals. But birria is a traditional Mexican dish. So like soul food, I have like literally like I can cook. I know a Yemeni dish. I literally have not one specialty. Like I just everything.
You've
And
dove
so-
in head first.
Yeah.
Did
so-
we ask that? What
so-
what is soul food? What? Every person has their definition, right? What is soul food?
Well, soul food, I think is. I mean, there's soul food. I think there's different type. There's different.
Define your soul food.
Yeah,
the
we
soul
usually
food
think
I
south,
know
but,
is what
depends.
like my kids. Their relatives, my sister and her husband and their mother and what like the greens and the
Yeah.
it's and then I've had soul food like I went to Arizona and there was a restaurant that had I guess like more southern like white southern I don't know I'd like to not say it where it's but just where it's
Is it a lot of meat and
I think soul food comes from, when the times of slavery and there was the people, the African American people that were enslaved had to take scraps, right?
Right.
And then they took these scraps and made it a meal that fed their soul.
Not only sustained them.
And yeah, it felt there's. It was literally like you put your soul into it, and I mean, like if you think about it, like oxtail, right? Like that was scraps, and now is a lot.
Entire
But,
tail,
for
yeah.
some reason, and every time I have soul food,
Chicken.
and the more authentic it is, like you said, the oxtails, the greens, the grits, all that kind of stuff, it always it screams out comfort food,
Yeah, it makes you feel like
right?
happy. Like it makes.
Well, I mean, like
Is
you
it the
just said, it was
butter?
maybe it derived a little bit from slavery, and so
literally.
that was their only
It's
piece
what-
during the day was able to eat
it's the
what was in
comfort
front of
food?
them.
But I mean, it's also the music, right? Because that's what you're also
Yeah,
saying is there's
right.
music in the kitchen, and
Right.
when I sing into my food,
Yeah.
that's also soul. So
Yeah.
the soul food
Yeah.
is also fed
It's-
by the soul
it's
music,
soul
and that's
food.
the comfort is this putting the music into the food.
Right, and it's just like let me bring up Beyonce and like the song the song it's like you won't break my soul. That's like
Yeah.
the-
Okay.
And so
I've heard that one.
it's like okay
It's on the
if
radio,
you're
yeah.
when
That's that's the song that's.
Sorry, at the sound of the vibrator,
Do you guys get your vibrator stopped at TSA?
I'm telling you.
I don't.
This hour of what's
my
really
God,
happening.
Stopping my vibrator at
Why-
TSA. It's been
and
really
I have
nice.
no
They're used to
idea
vibrators at TSA.
Why
now.
they like to grope me at TSA?
oh my
Because
God.
they always it's
TSA?
SF. It's always I think SF where I passed through, but they tell me I didn't pass through, and then I keep having to go back and forth, and then I'm like, bro, this happens every time.
do you
and
get flagged on the
They
monitor?
they show me the monitor and like there's a big red spot around my private area. I'm like, why? Like
well, I was gonna ask something, but I'm not.
Well,
I-
that's a little personal.
I wanted to test out with my leg because I got titanium there.
You were worried about my multi-poo
there?
being TMI,
And
right?
And it wasn't even my leg. They didn't have a problem with. It was like I'm like, bro, what's there? And then when they said we don't know, but we have to check there. I'm like, and then they did like
They
a
just
crevice
wanted-
thing
yeah.
with their hands where they're like checking it.
What
they
are you
checking
really
it.
checking for?
I'm like, it's not. obviously big right now because I'm not impressed by you guys.
Oh, gosh.
You know, I'm not. You know.
That's right. This hour of What's Really Happening with Luke Walgreens being brought to you by the fine people at the TSA. If it's not my junk, it's probably a federal crime.
I have, a
The
really good,
TSA.
I have a really good story, actually. It's not the TSA, but it's at the airport, and they're looking through my luggage. And they
Right.
stopped
Oh,
me
gosh.
because maybe their dogs were checking out my luggage. Because maybe I was fussing with the zipper after finding, like, a joint on the ground
Maybe.
somewhere. Whatever.
Maybe.
It might have happened, but I definitely threw away any other things that were illegal here, but not other places. So they stopped me. And there's just like 5 guys in a room looking into my bag. And I know there's nothing in my bag except a lot of strap-ons, dildos,
A lot.
rope, like
A lot, though. Let's emphasize
a lot of leather, a lot of like
Yeah, you're
really
very,
interesting
You're very
things.
sex positive.
Yeah, and I'm like, this is gonna be really fun, you know? And I'm like, they see, everybody
You're
sees
gonna wow
my,
them out. Like,
my
you gotta-
ID, they know I'm a teacher, they know I'm
It
from where
sounds
they're
like
from.
It sounds like a really bad beginning to a really bad porn, like when the pizza guy delivers and it's like,
Or the plumber.
now it's like 6 TSA guys. What are you doing with these?
They're like,
boys?"
we're not TSA, we're the DEA. We just are looking for one thing and one thing
Yeah,
only. We
okay.
see everything.
Yeah.
And there's like 4 guys. We're all wearing masks. Everybody's standing in the room looking through my shit. And it's leather dildos and all kinds of rope and shit.
You
And I'm like, I was in
dominatrix
New
all up.
Orleans. I had one free night. I had big plans. I can't say they came to fruition. I didn't say all of that. But, like, ultimately, I was doing, like, lesson planning and, like,
Not
hanging out with
lesson
my
planning.
friends and
Yeah,
my
I
kid.
saw- I saw you-
Really,
Lesson
like,
planning.
ultimately, I was
I
mostly
saw you in the photo,
doing
but
that.
did it get taken down? There was like yeah, there's a photo.
Was there
I was like, it's
photo?
a nice photo.
Which
on
one?
Instagram, I believe you posted that.
Of which?
Geez, I don't know.
Leather
It was it
Of
was
leather?
a thankful thing. You were thankful.
Thankful?
For wait.
Oh, did you have an assortment of stuff out, or what's going on
I
here?
haven't put up any like super sex positive kinky shit
No.
out into the ethers necessarily, but I have a graphic novel I've been trying to
There we
put
go,
fucking
okay.
together.
Really?
But
Maybe
I've
that
been
was a
afraid to
segue.
do it, but now I
Don't be
see.
afraid.
Plug
Well,
that novel, dear.
yeah.
What's the working
What
title of
about-
this
The
novel?
working title
50 Shades?
right now is, well, there's parts of it. Okay, so I was working on it as Black Dragon Year because it starts in 2012, and it's like, you know, it's about the kind of end of things. And then for some reason, there's this like really, like there's a lot of people that have a lot of money that are like, let's just go to another planet instead of staying here. I started writing this in 2009, so
Yeah,
it's
but you don't do
sci-fi
that.
about the
People's minds
future
suck,
from the
man.
past.
Have you
And I've-
watched Elysium? Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, what is it? What is it?
Elysium.
Elysium with Matt Damon, where
Ooh.
it's literally about another planet, and it's like where
I love sci-fi.
and then Earth gets governed by robots.
See, exactly. AI, I make friends with in my book because AI is connected to the angels and the aliens, so it's AI, angel, alien. So I'm thinking for my book of having
hold on.
the AI actually illustrate my book for me because they're getting really good. The AI is getting really fucking good at illustration, like Midjourney, DALL-E, whatever it is. AI transcends whatever I could get out of anybody else. But do I want to employ AI? All who are listening today, should I employ AI? Or are there artists that want
Mind
to
mapping.
step the fuck up and make a crazy ass graphic novel with me?
AI. Like,
I need artists for my book. I've written it. I've thought of it. It's been sitting for a long time. And I've been talking about it, and people are like, what's up with your book? And I'm like, well, it gets written, and unfortunately, I write things and they happen because my brand is made of magic. That's a Renaissance woman. Her brand is Made of Magic. Ali Maida, Made of Magic. I do magic. And sometimes it's like, you know, all of us can have moments in our life where we get a little resentful, mothers or brothers or whomever, where we're just like, I've done a lot of magic here. And I never got like to step up and be like, thank you, you know? I think there's something that comes with magic that we need to like uphold these days. Magic is actually a beautiful thing. It's not just Harry Potter. It's everyone from Bob Marley to Beyonce, you know, are doing fucking magic in the world and making the world what
that's
we
what you-
want
the
it to
mood
be.
Magic, yeah, because I had people on my show that were doing magic, but it was making their head bleed. There was I had a woman staples to her head.
That's
Oh,
scary.
nah,
That's not real
that's
magic.
And she
That's
used
not
to-
magic.
but-
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
magic in the kitchen. There's magic with medicine. There's magic with that. That's magic.
Yeah,
That's
it's just,
real
like,
magic.
enjoying-
By the way, thank you for the inspiration for the joke. Sorry.
You have a joke?
That's
Yes,
really
I want to hear it. Can
No,
I hear
you
it?
can't, I can't do it on the show.
This show is beyond that joke?
Yeah, I think
Thank you
so.
for the joke. That was my intention today, was to make a fool out of myself enough that would make people laugh. Oh, can I hear it like sideways offline?
Yeah, sure you can.
I got shots.
So you guys, you're definitely listening to What's Really Happening with Luke Walgreens. Definitely, if you have any questions for any of these guests on Luke's show, we got Nuni Cabrera with Seasoned with Love. We also got Ali Maida, Renaissance Woman. Go onto these social medias. Go onto Facebook. Go onto YouTube. Please make a comment. We will see your comment. We are looking forward to it. Can you guys give us a plug? Do you guys have a website or anything else you want to plug?
I am on Instagram. I am working on growing,
Sure.
my business. So, on Instagram, seasonedwithlove.xo, and yeah, you can follow me on there. And then that's where I post when I have my sales. So Sundays, I do Sunday dinner. I have like my theme.
Ooh,
Sunday.
nice.
He's making me. Yeah, so Sunday's a Sunday dinner. Thank you very much.
Well, I feel like we're on an airplane. Go ahead.
Right. Sundays I do Sunday dinners, which is usually like either fried chicken or meatloaf, and then with greens, yams, like the whole Sunday dinner. Then Tuesdays I'll do quesadilla or ceviche. I love ceviche. I could live off ceviche and guac, so I'll do a snapper. I prefer red snapper, but I'll do shrimp too. But ceviche, so I'll do, because I would like to have, also, like I said, my whole inspiration for cooking was my kids and being healthy adults, ultimately, with that I didn't have to struggle with
If you
obesity.
see an inspiration, have kids. Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
no, for me, because
Feed 'em
it was
right.
like my,
Yeah.
If you have that
as
inspiration.
my
yeah.
mom, when she would cook, like rice and beans is my favorite. It's called gallo pinto, and then we also fry plantains and we fry cheese.
I don't know about that. Yeah.
Like, no, we're frying cheese. Like, that's totally, it's so good, but it's unnecessary. and so
it needs to be done.
it's good. It's really good, but I didn't want my kids to only want to eat that. So it was about it was about creating healthy habits for my kids. And so now it's kind of like how I want people to like care about what they put in their body, and like if like I tell people, if you want like a sweet treat, like don't do sugar free thinking you're gonna do something better. Like that's actually gonna make you indulge more, and it's not gonna satiate your craving because it's an artificial ingredient, and you're just
Yeah, you
gonna
got
want
the
more.
aspartame.
So it's like if you
That aspartame.
so it's like if you
That aspartame.
like if you think
Hey,
about
that
it,
What about
aspartame.
stevia? What's your take on stevia?
I don't like any artificial.
You say
sugar.
go for
Ever
an
since he
apple,
stopped
go for
doing those
peach,
jackass
yeah.
movies,
Go
I don't
for
like
a-
stevia anymore.
a melon. Go for some fruit, right?
That's all
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
Did- I was like, it's like
That's
a
all
lot
you.
of
Even
carbs.
plantain.
That's all
yeah.
you.
So thank you. And so yeah, so it's like if you think about it, when you have like a homemade cookie or a homemade cake and then a box or store-bought cake, you are more likely to go back for seconds with the store-bought than you are with a good like
No
chocolate.
It's the heroin. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh. Everything's falling apart.
Oh, no, that's nothing.
I'm out of
You
this.
could-
I'm out of
you could
that.
kick
What
that
do they
over,
have over
yeah.
there? I'm like, what's around?
Yeah,
What
no,
the
you
hell?
kick that
All right,
over,
so
yeah.
if we were to do,
Vices are us.
So-
What do we got?
so
Yeah.
let's do some.
Peach
I
cobbler.
want you to do some improv about some improv music here about Seasoned with Love and
My peach cobbler.
the peach
And
cobbler.
we need to try
And my
some.
vibration.
Yes,
and you
let's
guys
have some peach cobbler music.
That's all you.
Yeah. I'm like-
I love that food for my soul. I feel whole. I eat can love their vegetables if only we try to cook with love.
Always.
Cook with love. Cook with love.
Well, you did that.
Season with love. We're gonna try that peach cobbler. Smells so nice, and you'll have to describe it, 'cause I can't have a bite.
Why? Because it's
Gluten free, yeah.
gluten-free.
I
Found
can
it.
smell the love, yeah.
Got two other
Maybe you
people
could
here.
just have the peach. Not
Smell
the.
love, you can describe the love with the season with love.
Yay! There we
Nice.
go.
I like that. I'm gonna have to add that on to one of my videos. You know, it's funny you said the kids love the vegetables. I just remembered talking about picky kids. So when kids think about onions and whatnot, they were like 4, 5, and 6 maybe in it, and they were like, "We don't like onions." I'm like, "I put onions in everything." They're like, "No, we don't like onions, Mom." I was like, "You know, there's even onions in your cereal." They were like, "What?" I was like, "Yeah, I grind it up and I put it in your cereal."
Kinda went for it.
And they were like 4 and 5. They were little, and they were like mind blown. And they were like, "Oh," and then there's never been a complaint about onions ever again.
Oh,
I was like,
Minecraft.
That's sometimes that'll backfire. So I used to tell them I used to drink instead of seltzer water, I used to drink soda, and I used to drink like Sprite or Sierra Mist or whatever. So it was always clear soda, and they would always go, Toda, and put their hands up like, oh, like give me a soda. I'm like, oh, you can't have this. This isn't soda. It's vodka. And so that went well until the preacher came over to do Bible study with one of the kids, and he's like, "Oh, can I get some water?" And he goes, "That's not water. That's vodka." He's drinking. So
that's funny. Like when I have a beverage, and I tell my kids that's caca, like that's caca. And then I know once I did this orange juice, and my son thought it was just orange juice, and he tried a little bit, and he still remembers how terrible that was. He was like, "That was awful." And my drinks are pretty stiff usually.
It's actually good for kids to know how disgusting these things are that we call vices. So they're like, "That's gross. I'm never doing that." And you're like, "Great, don't."
Yeah.
What's your cooking philosophy?
To cook with love, first of all, and to like be one with your food, and to like literally like I am a spiritual. I believe in a higher being, and so I pray. Like I always pray that I like pray over my hands, my food, that it nourishes, that and literally like my kids since they were little, I was like, oh, say your prayers before your food. Is so simple. It's just thank you God for the best food ever, and that's their prayer, right? And
That's awesome.
And it's just like I just feel like you have to connect with your food, and you have to cook. Anything you do, you should do with intention. And so it's like if you're cooking with the intention to nourish your body and produce something that's also gonna taste good. And so that's like my thing is like just.
And you like to be? Do you like to be solo in the kitchen?
Yeah,
my ex never let me in the
nobody-
kitchen
yeah,
because I thought guys should help, so I try to help.
No.
She got really
There's
angry.
not room in the kitchen for everybody.
Unless you're just gonna like, if you're gonna chop, you could chop stuff. Like you could be my sous chef, but just
I never did it right. She always
Yeah.
kicked me out of the kitchen.
You gotta wash your hands
because
and
you really didn't want to help.
get into it.
I never even thought about if I wanted to help.
Yeah, you was doing it because you thought you had to. Because if you really wanted to, you would have knew how to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna try to do something unless I'm gonna really learn it. So you don't have.
I did a lot of things so I don't die in my sleep. I
Oh.
just try to be.
You That's hilarious.
Try to be peaceful.
Do you
No
think
toxicity.
of colors when you cook? Like, do you do like cooking with the rainbow? I like to make as many colors happen on the plate as I can.
I do. That's why I love ceviche and I love guac because it's just so pretty. And then
yeah, if you do ceviche guac, you put some yams for the, and then plantains and greens, and then you're mostly there. Do you use cabbage too?
I use cabbage, greens. Like I don't know if we can like pull up. And then I love stir fries. So like bok choy, broccoli, and I love vegetables. Last night I made my son some garlic noodles.
What would you like to pull up, by the way?
Oh, just I don't know, the variety. But
the variety.
But yeah, like the more colorful. The more that's the more natural.
Oh yeah.
And the more vibrant.
And it feels good. It's like you look at it on the plate and you're like, yes, this is getting every sense.
Yeah, and also like bread. So I've like lost a lot of weight, and so I like eliminated carbs. And my phone keeps falling out of my purse.
That was me.
But so like lettuce wraps, the kale wrap. It's like bread and rice and like carbs are good, right? But they're unnecessary unless they're complex carbs like sweet potatoes and more carbs that are actually gonna turn into energy.
So is corn not complex?
Corn, our body can't even digest corn.
So what is corn?
our bodies can't even digest
I'm
corn.
like, what's up with corn?
It can't.
It's like, don't live on corn.
Well, okay,
Check.
so United States picked
I love corn, by the way.
people. Well, because we've been forced to be addicted to it. Everything that we have.
Yeah, it's like
It's
if it's not wheat, it's corn.
Chickens eat
so.
corn. Like everything, all the farm animals eat corn. It's like to get them fat, and like
It's just a good thing to get you fed.
and that's why it's like don't ever choose margarine over butter because margarine is literally there's no
I love butter.
butter. It's
Butter,
but that's one of those things.
Greens makes
but-
greens better.
But that's the thing with butter. Like people always have like, I always used to think margarine was better. But it's not.
I love to get the big roll butter from the Amish people, like
Like
this.
the
big.
tube?
like churn butter.
Tube or like
It's called roll butter, and it's
It's roll,
huge.
yeah.
It's like it's
I like to make my own butter.
yeah, right.
I saw like a
You
video
churn
of
it?
like I totally.
Wow.
I would want to do that. It's always better when you do stuff yourself.
Yeah, it is.
She's
It's so
not
nice,
in
and
love.
that's part of Waldorf is teaching children how to do things for themselves. Like they
Oh,
do make they whip their
that's
own
where
cream.
You're a teacher at?
So yes, I was a Waldorf teacher for the last 10 years during the pandemic, and recently I've been kind of trying to transition into some even more holistic teaching. Like Waldorf is all about the whole child and the whole human, and we teach cooking, and then that lends itself right into chemistry. So
Yeah.
when they get into chemistry, they've been doing that with cooking because that's a science. Cooking
Yeah.
is a science
Yeah.
and an art.
Well, baking is more of is the science, and cooking is cooking is a science. Like when you need to balance, like if something's too salty, potato, how to fix that, and that's where the
Put the potato in. I let the raw potato
The
peels
potato, yeah.
when it's too salty, and then the potato
potato
pulls
will
in
absorb it.
the salt, and the children learn that, and then they understand something about osmosis, something about science, something about things moving in
There's
from
just
one to
things.
the other.
Everything happen. Everything is everything triggers a reaction. Like there's always and then my son was I have on my personal page that he was really into cooking for like a whole during the pandemic. Like he would cook, he would bake, he'd make.
Whoa, he cooks too.
He was
Wow.
3 or like he was 4, so he would like put it in the pot, and I ordered him the toddler friendly knives but it's like it helps you be self-sufficient,
And then they can use knives a lot sooner when they learn knife safety and teaching
Takes a while
safety
to
for
cut.
the
but
children is really important.
hand-eye coordination,
And that
helps.
links to speech development. So like
Right.
when I'm working with children who don't know how to speak yet, the fine motor skills actually help them learn how to speak. So them learning how to use a knife and fork,
Because it
using the
triggers the
fine
other
motor
parts
skills,
of the brain. Yeah.
triggers the brain so that they get the mechanisms to speak when, because I work with special needs children who don't have that mechanism naturally occurring. They have to do extra. And so human beings are, so that's special needs. You asked that question. There's a whole spectrum of special needs and a whole spectrum with autism.
Yeah, put me in special ed.
It's really, it's really exciting though to think about. It's just like a lot of superhumans actually out there.
Yeah.
It's actually, we need to celebrate the neurodivergence and neurodiversity because there's superhumans out there, and they're ultimately, everybody's on the spectrum somewhere. So some superhumans just need a little extra help, and when they get that help, they're powerful. They have other senses sometimes.
I actually think it's kind of the reverse. I feel like because it's deemed as a disorder or disability or whatnot, then there's more coddling, there's more enabling. So
I don't
they're
like
not.
that.
No. I'm just saying as a society.
Yeah.
And so therefore, they're not. They when you coddle someone, what are they gonna do? They're not gonna grow.
Learned helplessness.
You're digressing any
Yeah.
type of progression.
Amen.
And so I feel like that's like kind of the point of how it's like, oh, the spectrum and all this
It's really
special ed.
It's important instead to integrate.
You always have to encourage independence, and so when you coddle people or when you coddle children and like kids, when I kids working at the preschool, like my kids, I was just telling my cousin the other day, my sons, their vocabulary is pretty impressive when they were toddlers. I remember my oldest, he was like, "You startled me." He was like 3. I was like, "Did you really have to say startled though? Like you couldn't just say scared?"
No, like
so
that.
I mean, startled's interesting. Wow,
it was impressive.
They learn a lot, don't they?
I was impressed, but what I'm saying is that when you encourage brain activity, then a person is gonna evolve.
I do think, it's really important to encourage people to do things for themselves and, like, especially at a very young age.
Yeah.
Like, when they learn, it's important.
To try.
Yeah, we
you
got to
try.
Yeah, but definitely, this is like a whole.
Let's try some of this pie. Who can have some pie?
Okay, show that pie to
Which camera?
this camera here.
Dana over there.
You can just hold it
I'm
up.
over here.
You're right over there.
She's got the headphones on, so
There she goes.
I see it.
she can't hear pie.
She can't hear pie. See,
Hold up.
there it is. There's your
Pie.
pie. See your
Pie?
pie? Up,
The
up.
cobbler,
yeah.
peach
It's beautiful.
cobbler.
Here, hand it to me.
Well,
Oh,
it's-
get it closer.
It does have
Me
wheat
and
in it,
Paul.
though, right?
It's me and
I
Paul.
just
So
smell
it has it's frozen peaches because then that way I can control the sugar, and nutmeg, cinnamon, vanilla, and then the dough is butter and flour.
And the vanilla's good for toothaches.
Is it?
Turns out. Did you say vanilla
Oh.
for toothache?
Oh, but like
Directly on.
directly on it. Yeah. So
I'm just trying to remember these things because
yeah,
I want to put
vanilla, yeah.
in my mouth now.
vanilla, like literally. It's because
Ready, Paul?
Yeah, I'm ready to put vanilla in my mouth.
I wish there was some vanilla ice cream
Have
for
you seen
that.
vanilla beans before? I mean, they're powerful.
They
They
are.
are.
They are.
Let's dig in.
All right,
And,
so
Yes, you guys help yourself. It was nice and warm, and now it's cooled down. And
Hell yeah. It's
Made with
it's
love,
Because it's
I-
in ice cream, so it's
I
like
would
nice
have
and
been
cooled
great.
down.
Yeah, nah, it would have been great. I can serve you guys. if you'd like.
yeah, that would be great. I'm just going to keep doing this, and I will definitely grab a bite.
He's gonna
Again,
get
we're
some.
doing What's Really Happening with Luke Sauer. Luke Walgreen Sauer. I guess I should do that. We got Ali Maida, Renaissance Woman, as well as
Some
Nuni
plates
Cabrera with
Season with love.
Season with Love. There you go.
And it's, in a way, was that? Are we ending it?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
no, not yet.
You guys
Not
wanna
yet.
taste it?
Because I wanted to ask what chefs you look up to, and Allie's gonna get into music here.
Yeah.
I am kind of like I would struggle with like people are like, hey chef, I'm like, I don't know that I'm a chef because I don't have like the culinary training.
Got
It's
the
just
love.
yeah, and so I like Gordon Ramsay, and I don't really know. I'm getting into like the whole Chef. Not really. I mean, I don't know. I feel like chefs are more technical, and it's not.
That's it right there.
You know.
Going for it.
Do you want a peach?
She's afraid that
confused.
there might be some gluten that
So
has
the
cross-contaminated
gluten-
So
it.
Just
the gluten
one-
is just in flour, right?
Yeah, and if it's a tiny even speck of flour, I'm miserable. It's a sad
Oh.
life.
Really?
I'm allergic.
Oh, you are
No,
allergic.
actually- no,
Okay.
actually,
That's what's going on. That's why it's funny. Because I love gluten. Are you kidding?
Yeah. No,
Are you
It's
kidding?
gotta be hard being gluten free.
I'm allergic ever since the J&J vaccine.
Paul's
Let's not
about-
talk about that.
that is-
Ever since the what?
Fauci got you allergic.
I got,
So-
I got
so me and
jabbed.
Paul are
You wanna,
going
like,
for it.
lick
Since I
the back
can't.
of the spoon? That's
No,
like
no. I'm
Me
gonna
and Paul are going
enjoy
for
it.
it.
Through you guys. So I have this. Like,
smell it.
I can
Like-
smell it and I love it. Like I have this rare thing called like compersion and empathy and
Oh,
permeability.
compersion.
Compersion. Do you
Wow.
guys know what that is?
I do.
It's good. Yeah, I have that, so I'm totally happy for you guys.
Oh.
That
I mean,
crust.
no way
Yours,
jealous.
That's kind of well. See, like that's kind of like when I cook, I get like full just by
Smelling. The
smelling.
senses
Just
are
all
myriad.
the senses. Yeah, yeah. I need reactions. Like that's like
Yeah.
That crust.
Oh god,
Yeah?
the crust.
I like that crust.
that crust is homemade.
I mean, the
It looks
crust
so
isn't even like.
good.
Wait,
The crust is the best
crust
part.
is supposed
That's
to be the
it.
best
Just
part.
pour that crust right into her wound right
No,
there.
no, no. I told you it's compersion.
I've
I
been
want
though.
you to tell me about it. I need you to tell me all
Wow.
about it.
Like I'm gonna make you a gluten-free one. So I'm
Okay.
trying. I wanna like. That's why, like I said, so Tuesdays is like I do. It's Taco Tuesday.
Ooh.
So I try to have like a beef, chicken, and a seafood option for. I will slowly enter the vegan verse, but for I would want to have
My lips here. This
options.
is good.
It's good.
Delicious.
Yeah, thank you
So
so
the crust,
much.
it's kind of crumbly,
The
or tell me
crust-
about the crust.
Is it flaky? Tell me.
I want
I
to hear.
haven't even
yeah.
been thinking about
We both
crust,
wanna
and I
hear about
realize
this.
now
The crust
that that's
is
the
the
problem.
best part.
Because I was like, oh, the crust, big deal. Because I haven't been focusing on it. Now I realize.
That's the thing that makes a pie. That's the thing that makes a pizza. That's the thing that makes.
Everything.
It's the crumble.
So
So
now
usually-
I realize
Is it
I've usually been
sweet?
digging around it.
Because it's bad.
Yeah,
This
it's,
stuff's
it's
good.
always the
Can you
cheap
tell me
part.
about
This is
it?
good.
So
Can I tell you about it?
I want to hear about it so I can
So
enjoy it.
It's the right amount of crispiness with a little bit of cinnamon sugary thing going
And the
on.
butters
Yeah.
make it kind of crumbly.
Yes, and
Mm,
flaky and crumbly and
Brown
crunchy.
sugar.
Crunchy and crumbly. Oh,
Yeah.
I love it. See, conversion
Brown
works.
it's
sugar,
not
right?
like it's not.
I can enjoy it through you.
Good.
You would describe it, and I know what that's like. I
Right.
remember. So I like it when people
It is
describe
good.
cookies to me. If they're really good, I'm
Oh,
like,
I
tell
had
me
too many
about it.
I had too many cookies last night. Yuck.
I
Homemade
can
cookies?
eat.
No,
some
they were those ugly store-bought ones.
Yeah, it's awful. Chips Ahoy.
No, it was
a store
safe.
brand?
It was a Safeway bakery.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Those are
Yours is made
old,
with love. Theirs is made
made
with
artificial
I can't wait
ingredients.
to
With
clock out.
petrochemicals.
aspartame.
Yeah, they're made with chemicals.
Yeah.
and that's
It doesn't
why-
taste like
It's all about
edible,
that ass
potable
part-time.
food when
Does
it comes
not-
out of there.
So you
Does
guys
not taste like
enjoy
food.
This
it?
is
No, this is good,
amazing
yeah.
looking. I am tempted to try just a
Just
little
a
bit
little
of the,
lick. It'll be.
So-
the fruit.
She can judge on the appearance because that's part of. I'm a professional
You with
taste
your
tester
eyes,
for
yes.
Carry-On in Redwood Shores, and so appearance and taste is
yeah,
part
appearance
of. I mean,
is, and the smell of it.
appearance,
For sure, it's
texture.
beautiful. Yeah.
and taste.
Texture's good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm so happy.
Oh,
that
it
you guys
looks
enjoy
great.
it.
I can
My
kinda
son
sense-
loves it. Like for his birthday, he doesn't want cake. He wants peach cobbler. Like
Okay.
and then
That
I
is
also
good.
like
Should be called peach gobbler. That's what I'm saying.
yeah, because it's gobble gobble,
Yeah.
gobble gobble good. I'm so happy you guys liked it. And then yeah, the crust is definitely the best part. So I made like a smaller one than usual, but when I like make it's like double the size. I do dumplings inside. So I'll cut the crust and bake it, and then put it in the mixture, and then put. But because
Get it? Yeah, this is a gateway to dumplings.
This is a gateway to dumplings.
nah, too much. I don't know which dumplings I.
That's
chicken
on the
dumplings?
next episode of What's Really
Multi-poo,
Happening.
right?
Yeah,
Happening,
multi-poo.
guys.
But yeah, so hopefully, I wanted to make you guys some of my savory stuff, but like I said, so Taco Tuesdays are Taco Tuesday, and so the quesadilla, I said is Mexican. It's a traditional Mexican dish. When we were talking about underground, so traditionally, it's goat, it's a goat and it's cooked underground like barbacoa or whatnot.
Yeah.
And so that's like, you know, I always like to know the culture and
The history behind the dish.
behind it. Yeah, like I think it's really important. Like, you know, if you're gonna attempt to recreate a dish that's from someone else's culture,
Yeah.
you educate yourself and that you know, like understand how it comes to be, because it's like, to me, it's like, to us, like to me, birria. I remember a friend, she used to talk about birria as a kid. And then, like, Nicaragüenses say birria like beer. So, birria. Like, and so I was like,
good
I was like, why are you drinking beer? We were little kids. And she's like, no, it's, you know, she explained it to me. And she said, goat. And I was like, what? Goat? Like, what? You know, like, that's so
Sounds
weird.
insane.
No, like, as a kid, right? And so, as an adult, and Instagram and the trend, so I said if you hadn't seen it, because during the pandemic, it was trending on Instagram, like from SoCal, with the tacos that you dip in the broth,
Right.
and it's just
Damn.
so good. And so in the city, there's a place that, like, one of the first places that was selling those tacos. I went and I was a little bit frugal. See, like, I'm not cheap, but I'm frugal, and you know, you need a few tacos, and they were like $6.
You want to get your worth out.
I was like, that's like $20 for 3 tacos.
I know it's homemade taste healthier. Like, I could probably have a lot of this.
You
Apple
won't want
cobbler.
well, a lot.
Peach cobbler, yeah. It could
But-
taste healthy.
So
For me, I still want to keep eating it.
Well,
Versus like something, you know, cheap and
Well,
it
that-
doesn't taste that great, but I'm just
it's
settling.
not satiating. It doesn't satiate the craving. That's what it is. Like when it's not natural ingredients.
So
But,
there's a lot of insatiable. There's a lot of insatiable stuff in there. I could tell.
There's not. It's really not many. It's very minimal ingredients, and it's.
But they're all good.
And they're all good. They're all natural ingredients.
There you
They're-
go.
And my cinnamon, I grind it myself. It's not in a bottle. I grind my own
I
cinnamon.
love that.
Fourth,
Fresh
fifth,
cinnamon.
and
Cinnamon.
sixth.
So, like, my goal is to have a garden.
How does someone
Oh,
not
yeah.
eat all that?
Yeah.
You know, if they have the
Yeah.
possibility to eat your peach cobblers,
You know, like, yeah, my son for
no
chili.
scraps.
My son really loves chili. One day he ate like, I don't know how much he ate, but he was like, I can't ever eat it. I was like, don't be gluttonous. Like, do not be gluttonous. But yeah, so the birria tacos I was saying, I literally just went. I started making, and that's actually my popular day. I went to make it because I was like, I just can't justify paying $20 for like 4 tacos, and I don't know if I'm gonna like them. And so I made it, and while I'm making it, I was like, okay, it's a labor of love. It's like gumbo, like it's a labor of love, and it really takes some time. And so I was like, no wonder it costs this much. But I'm like, they're not doing all this. I know they're not doing all this. So, the quesadilla tacos are really good.
Yeah.
So
It looks like your signature dish there. Well,
it's actually like a popular day. But ceviche is really good.
it doesn't
too.
matter how
sounds
fancy the
so
restaurant
good.
is either, because I went to an expensive restaurant the other day. I tried empanadas. I was like,
From where? From Hate?
no, it's a Barcelona play. I was like, why am I
I'm asking
here?
too many questions.
But the Dragon Balls were good. I've never tried balls from dragons before, but I was like, this is really good.
Wait, rewind it. Make it make sense.
Dragon Ball.
They were it must have been from like Game of Thrones or something.
What are
But,
you talking about?
but I would eat Dragon Balls because like,
It's like
I'm
Dragon
all
Ball
for
Z.
vasectomies.
That's what I was waiting on.
and maybe
That's
that's
what's
what it
coming.
was.
That's the end.
On the next time.
I
What
guess
is
the
it?
dragons got a vasectomy, and I ate their balls.
What dragon?
I'm all for that. My mom's been telling me forever to get a vasectomy. You know,
Oh, mom. Good old
She don't
mom.
want-
she's always told
She
me
don't want
not
you
to
to
have
reproduce?
kids either. She said, "Do you want another one of you?" And I was like, "Well, you raised me, and you're posing this question, and Dad didn't want me after about a year, so." No, but I'm still, I'm good enough to still be here, but I wouldn't want another me.
Luckily, they're not
No, they will
actually
never be another
mini-yous.
you.
They're
They'll
different than
be-
you. They're the
they'll-
genetic improvements.
I will last longer than expected.
They're
I
improvements.
realized.
They're
I-
improvements.
I realized
They
every
really
time I
are.
age, I'm like, this is as long as I'm gonna live, and then it never works out. So,
Maybe when
yeah.
we get to a point where
Yeah,
like,
are you
I'm actually
saying-
pretty
what
cool.
did you just say? You
make
said,
another
"Oh,
one.
As long as you're gonna live.
and then it never works out. I give myself an estimation, never works out. So I'm like, just live out the journey.
So if you're like trying to not live for a long
The
time,
best way to kill myself
don't
is
wish,
how.
don't wish
Oh.
death on yourself. Because,
No, yeah, no, I don't.
Because then you'll get the universe or God or
yeah.
whatever you believe in will punish you, and you will live a long,
trying to-
miserable
Live a
life.
long
I'm trying to stay
life.
positive
A
now.
miserable life, though.
I'm
But
just-
if you have a vasectomy, you might be having more fun. I hear
Yes,
the ladies really
I
like
agree.
vasectomies.
I agree, and
I
I'm
hear
just
the
living out the
women really
journey.
like them.
So this is
Yeah.
I
Turns
think
them on.
I think we're supposed to last
I am
words.
so
here.
lost.
I think we're supposed to do last words here. But
Yeah, last words. It's the 2-minute warning here, so
Okay.
definitely go around, plug what you got going on your Instagram or whatever you want to push.
Should have kept going.
Push
Wow,
on the
that's
people.
amazing.
Push on the
Oh
people.
yeah. So if you're interested in looking at my Instagram, it's Maida Magic, MAIDA MAGIC, and it's family though. Like most of what I put on social media is like my family of friends and my family of my kid and all the people that I love, but also. You might catch a song here and there.
Well,
I think we need to do more. Do you do like pop-up dinners or a dinner
Let's do
party?
this, yeah, connect.
I'm trying to I'm going with I'm kind of just diving headfirst. Like I said, I've been cooking for a couple years, and I like give away my food before all that stuff because I'm like it is good, and there's so many. It's really hard. Like when I go out, so he said that he likes restaurants and he likes the menus. I am very particular. Like if I go out, I need to know that I'm gonna go to a place that's gonna check all my boxes. Like I need a good vibe, I need good music, I need good food, I need good drinks, and it has to like check all of
What
the
if
boxes.
what if we could make that? I have
That's-
a dream of
that's-
making a dinner party scene where actually you can bring the whole thing to different destinations.
So that's like that's where it's like where I was like, you know what, like ultimately I don't think I'm intended to be anybody's employee for much longer. So, and I have 3
Go for
children.
yourself, yeah.
And I want to create and build a legacy that my kids are going to be able to inherit. And like I don't want to be a chain, but they can each open their own. Like
Have you done your cookbooks yet?
No. So it's like it's so funny when I was learning to cook. I used to ask my mom, "How do you cook?" When I was fake learning to cook, and then I would get so distracted because she wouldn't tell me nothing.
No,
It
they
was-
don't. It's family
And then
secrets.
I'm like, well,
you have to
how
watch.
do you know
You
how
have
much?
to watch.
Visual,
No,
yeah.
but I'm watching, but I'm not paying. It's like, Mom, how do you know how much salt to put? She's like, you just know. And I never understood that until now. Like, I'm like, okay, that's good.
It's intuitive.
It's like your essence is tell you stop. You just gotta
Yeah,
be
no.
in tune with yourself, and
Taste it.
and then, but if you oversalt it, and it's like you
You
just
put it in a potato peeled.
no, yeah, but then that doesn't work for everything. So, but it's just it's just learning to crawl before you walk.
So so what's your
So-
Sunday dinners? What are your
So I have like this. I try to do a theme that themes are great. So Sundays is Sunday dinner. So I'll do meatloaf, turkey meatloaf, or fried chicken, and then greens and yams.
and how do we find out about it?
So it's on Instagram, Season with Love. I actually have seen like Instagram, social media is great, but a like isn't $1. So I was like doing the footwork is totally. But this was great. I was like, why do you want to talk to me? But
We're gonna
yeah.
get you
So
some customers.
I definitely I'm trying to push myself out there because it's it's putting myself out there. It's like if I make something and you don't like it, it's kind of a form of rejection. And I'm a little bit sensitive, even though
It's a
I'm
love
not.
language. Food is
It
definitely,
is.
especially seasoned with love, is totally a love
and
language.
it's like season with love.xo. I don't know. that cute. But,
Dot what?
Dot XO.
Oh, that's so cute.
And it's like,
Season with
my
Love dot XO.
yeah, I think season of love might have
Kisses
been
and
hugs
hugs.
and kisses, and like I have.
I didn't know
like,
dot
one
XO was a
tattoo.
thing. That's hot.
Love and kiss.
What?
I mean, wait,
Hugs
hug
and
and kiss. Yeah, hug and
kisses.
kiss.
Yeah,
Amy,
and-
the food. Did you guys taste the hugs and kisses?
Oh yeah, every one of them.
Yeah, you taste
So
it.
much I
go
feel
for
guilty.
more.
I need to go home and explain this to someone.
Oh my god!
I hope they have compersion.
Where's the marks? Where are these marks coming from?
Compersion.
So you have to
Compersion.
take them home. That
You
way
going
it's
for
not all the
seconds?
You
way.
have to
There
have
you go.
compersion with this
You
food.
going for seconds? You going for seconds, Paul?
Yeah, I'm always down for another slice of pie. All right. So we're at that point.
Yeah.
So Luke, do your sign off with all your guests.
Oh yeah, okay. It's a great show. What's really happening? Mondays at 4, and next week I'm trying to get a quartet going. The Friction Quartet.
The Friction
It's-
Quartet.
Get some
Okay.
friction going. Yeah,
People
we're
that
going.
disagree with each other.
No, we're gonna love up on each other.